And then today, for the first time I've ever heard him say this, he said the Broncos need the number one seed, thus implying, even though he didn't own up to this, thus implying that if they're not the number one seed, they can't win the Super Bowl.
History
they can't go to the Super
and the
Bowl.
text line favored me
YouTube
very
chat
significantly
favored
in
me.
this argument.
The tribe favored me.
And I say
Richie is wrong.
I say need because I'll just state my case and I'll hang up and listen. I said need because I think when you observe this Broncos team through the first 12 weeks of the season, they possess a lot of qualities that a championship contender would possess. But especially in the offensive side of the ball, they've needed some jump starting. They've needed some massaging. They've needed a lot of things to happen perfectly in a vacuum in order to achieve the success that they've achieved. Therefore, when the postseason rolls around and the competition is stiffer, there aren't as many cupcake situations, and it's win or go home, I want as little and as few variables and obstacles in the way.
You didn't. Don't use
in
want.
order for
You
that
said
to happen.
need. You said
Yes.
need.
I think they need that to reach their goal. Yes, to win a Super Bowl, I think the Broncos need to have a first-round bye and 2 home playoff games to get to the biggest stage in the sport. That's what I think.
Yeah, so we talked about this through big chunks of last week, put a poll out. Most, and it was like 2,400 sample size of votes. Most people agree with Cecil. It was about, I think, 60 to 65. Was it 68?
Yeah, around 60, well, 65.
I think it was 65% said we should be rooting for the Colts to end and bury the Chiefs.
Get them out of it.
And I think this one is really it's a conversation built for our medium, Sports Talk Radio,
100%.
because reasonable minds can disagree on the approach. This has been the big bad wolf. Mahomes has never not played in the AFC Championship
He's never
game.
lost 3 games in a row in the regular season.
It's incredible, and it's insane. The other side of it, of course, and you guys know the dynamics. I mean, the number one seed, here's the math behind it. 26 number one seeds since 1975 have gone on to win the Super Bowl. That is over 50%. It's 53%. So more often than not, the number one seed is winning the Super Bowl. I personally, going into the game was holding my nose and rooting for Kansas City so the Broncos could have the number one seed.
I was too, man.
It felt dirty. It felt yucky. I held my nose. I did it. But, man, what a strange feeling when that game kicked off, because I could not actually bring myself to root for Kansas City, boys.
And then the way it ended, because I said on Friday, root for a tie.
Yeah, for sure.
Root for a tie, because then you get the best of both. And then to have it go to overtime and have a tie be like, and then the Colts dropped the ball, man.
They did.
Double-digit lead.
4 consecutive 3-and-outs, to finish that game. Mm-hmm. They just could not. Jonathan Taylor, and that's the other thing that, because I'm watching their defense and I'm going, man, was I on the right side of this conversation? Rooting for Kansas City, watching Kansas City's defense completely bottle up Jonathan Taylor the same way that they bottled up Saquon Barkley in the Super Bowl. And so, and I know they ended up getting dominated there, but they did such a good job stopping the run then and yesterday. And I'm like, man, could they finish off and be 12-5? Could they finish off and be 12-5? And we're in the same predicament that we've been. And I say we, I mean the rest of the NFL. And certainly the rest of the AFC. So, man, I said,
I still stand on business when it's like I wanted the Chiefs to win because I want an easier path to the Super Bowl. Now,
the way I looked at it, Phil, is that the Colts have to play Houston twice and Jacksonville twice.
No doubt.
They were going to lose. The Colts are going to get more L's. We all should have been talking about Cincinnati. And what if Joe Burrow would have played? And could they have taken down the Patriots? The Patriots probably aren't going to lose the rest of the way. The Patriots are probably going to be the number one seed, which means you're probably going to have to go to Foxborough if you make it to the AFC Championship.
Well, if that's where this thing gets to, and you're going to Foxborough and you're in the NFL's Final Four against a second-year quarterback as well, and someone who has not done the things that Sean has done, it's like, okay, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But, man, I was really focused on, and we'll see what happens with New England down the stretch, but I was like, man, if the Broncos get the number one seed, have the Broncos ever won the Super Bowl and not had the number one seed?
Yes.
1997.
Was it 97? They were a wild card because Kansas City won the division, I want to say.
Yes, correct.
So 2 of the 3 Super Bowls have come with the number one seed.
But who was the quarterback?
Well, John Elway.
Oh, okay.
John Elway.
Exactly. So it's different when you have a quarterback that has done it before, has been there, that you can count on. In this situation, you got a young quarterback in Bo Nix who has struggled this year that you're going to have to count on if you have to go on the road to show up. And we know the last time we went on the road with somebody was Buffalo. And I know it's his first year and it was different, but it's hard to win on the road, especially when you're a young quarterback that's still going through some growing pains.
Man, oh man, oh man. I just look, we can disagree on a lot of this stuff, but if I had came from the future at training camp and we're all standing out there in the sun and it's 106 degrees, and if I came by and said, fellas, I'm here from November 24th, 2025, we are going to be debating here in a few months, would you be rooting for Kansas City or not? And the number one seed's on the line. And we're talking about going to the AFC Championship game potentially on the road. And does Bo Nix have John Elway attributes to get that done? Like I don't know what you guys would have. And Cecil, I guess maybe you would have said, yeah,
13-4.
I could see it because you were as more bullish than anyone that I knew about the Broncos. But
I just thought 11 win total. Even my man Andrew Mason was like, they're going to win 11. I'm like, that's barely more than last year.
Yeah.
They're better than they were last year.
But I was hooked on, hey, they can have the same record. They'll be 10-7, but much more believable without that solo win against.
So can they be 13-4 and be less believable? Because the answer is yes.
See,
The answer is yes. That doesn't mean that they are.
Yeah.
But it might be for some. They got a ton of, and they're 9-2. They got a ton of doubters out there.
Yeah, no, they do. They do.
Well, if you go 13 and 4, like how could you be less believable at that time?
Because people would be saying, well, the offense hasn't figured it out, and VJ's defense is carrying them. We talked about the weird thing half an hour ago. You remember last year's defense, how it fell apart in December?
It did. They were the worst total defense the last month of the year.
Uh-huh. It's almost December. I hope that doesn't happen again because they can't afford it.
No, it can't. It can't. They won't win a game. They won't win a single game if this defense isn't propping up this offense because now the offense is going to be hamstrung in a way that it hasn't been for the last 3 months. So, man. But I'm watching football yesterday, fellas. I'm watching football. I mean, that there's that Old Testament, like he who without sin cast the first stone. he talking about stoning someone back in the day.
Yep.
Like he who has a perfect football team and isn't flawed. You tell me where they're at because I don't see one.
Which then leads me to Kansas City should have lost because if we look at a playoff bracket that includes, Richie did the Final Four thing. Imagine the Final Four playoff bracket for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And is like Daniel Jones, Bo Nix, and Drake May, and then throw in a fourth quarterback. I don't even care. What if your Final Four in the AFC is a bunch of unproven quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Well, then somebody like the
like
Rams
the
is licking
Broncos'
their
chances.
chops.
Yeah.
I was watching the Rams.
I brought
Woo!
up the 2017 Conference Championship graphic it was like a silhouette, and it had Blake Bortles, Tom Brady,
Oh gosh, I remember this.
Case
Was it
Keenum,
Case Keenum,
and
right?
Nick Foles.
Right.
And it was like, this is the saddest Final Four graphic I've ever seen in my life. It's the GOAT and then a bunch of trivia answers.
Yeah, so imagine when there's no bully.
Right.
Sean Payton can be a bully. Because I look then, if there's no bully at the quarterback, I look and go, give me the combination. Reed and Mahomes scares the you-know-what out of me. It still does. I hate him. It still does.
Yeah.
I wanted them eliminated with the Colts victory.
Even though the
I get
Chiefs
that.
being in there would be a harder path, which is what Cecil said he wanted.
We came
was
from the mud.
Broncos
All
to
three.
have a harder
Richie, I'm going to
path
isolate
to
you now.
prove.
He's the rich kid growing up. All three of us came from the mud. Do you know how that shaped us as men? Not saying that Richie isn't cool or whatever, but
yeah.
we came from the mud. I'd rather come from the mud, man. I don't want here's everything, here's a gift, here's everything. Oh, make it hard. And I'm going to still get it. Then what?
All right. Well, yesterday
Woo! I
was
like it, Cecil. Get my helmet.
a massive day for the Broncos, and they didn't lift a finger. We'll continue to make sense of the updated playoff race coming up next.
Has Bo Nix already proven he has the clutch gene?
What I'm seeing here is real. When you tell this man, go make a damn play, he's going to make that damn play for you. That's all I need to know is my quarterback is ready to roll when it matters the most.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? As you know, the holidays are just around the corner, and that means it's all about joy. But if you're a man dealing with erectile dysfunction, the season of love and joy can be tough on you. If Edie is putting a strain on your relationship, this is the year to turn things around for yourself. Show your partner you care by giving them the gift by treating your erectile dysfunction and restoring your relationship. There are few things more wonderful in life than intimacy, gentlemen. But when erectile dysfunction harms the intimacy, it can have a devastating effect on your relationship. Well, I'm here to tell you that Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you last an hour or even more. So call Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and give your partner the best gift this season: renewed and restored relationship. All I need you to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you: Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Fall is here, and so are the savings at Corwin Toyota. Get a new 2025 Tacoma with rates as low as 1.99% APR for up to 60 months, or lease for as little as $39.99 down and $279 a month for 36 months. Or lease a new 2025 RAV4 for $39.99 down and $299 a month. Visit us off Pearl Parkway or shop online at CorwinToyotaBoulder.com. Corwin Toyota, family driven for over 100 years.
What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket ahead of the holidays. That's possible when you call American Financing. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and credit card rates are insane, in the 20s or even 30s. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt with rates in the low 5s. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and save money every month, all without upfront fees. Their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise without having to change jobs. Call now before it's too late at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches, all styles from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. Matthews, located in Highlands Ranch, serving Colorado since 1951.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Monday, November 24th. On a short week, a holiday week, but we are packed to the gills with content. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, Zach?
Man, happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday to you, man. Welcome back.
Yes,
You
sir.
It was a little different without you being right there on the other side of me.
Dude, I was listening to you and Will. I was having a great time listening to you guys. I thought you guys did a great job. I didn't listen
Zach,
to the whole show.
I'm sure you did, man. You were sitting there drinking a Mai Tai, laughing, giggling, probably got a little bit of rest.
Oh, my gosh. I was not feeling well on Friday. There's something going around here where Will was out with the same thing. Drew was out with the same thing. Kevin's out today. So hopefully you stay good, all right, over there, at least from what we were dealing with, throat stuff. And it coincided with an intersection of time where my wife left town first thing Friday morning, like first thing Friday, like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Forgot you were on daddy duty all week.
So was not feeling great, was on daddy duty. And, you know, I'm going to say this, and I said the same thing a year ago, and it's going to jog your memory, but I know you'll remember it. But I said this last year when my wife left town. You end up having a greater appreciation for your wife and the things that she does, but also, and just my background and growing up, such a greater appreciation for my single mom, who that was just her life.
Yeah.
Her life with 2 boys and working full time and just barely getting by and making practices every meal. It's the lunches that need to be made.
The laundry
the night
had
before,
to be done.
the laundry, the baths, and then like trying to make it fun for them as well at the same time. Like, so I come away after long weekends like this, like, man, how did she do it? And I know there's a million other moms and dads who are making it work right now. So single parents, man, hats off to you guys.
Well, you know what? Thanksgiving's around the corner.
Yeah.
This is a great time for people out there to call your mom, your dad, your loved ones, your wife, your kids, and say and tell them what you're thankful for, because there's a lot to be thankful for in this world. And it's easy for me or you to say this when we're not knowing what's going on with other people's life. But you can find something in there, even though you're going through hard times, something in there to be thankful for, and definitely do that.
Definitely.
Now, I will say this, Zach. When you were gone, man, it was chaotic at the beginning because you weren't here. You know, we had Will in the building.
Yes.
Will started the show. Then all of a sudden, I got mad at him. You know, used the backhand, started nose bleeding all over the place. No, but his nose started bleeding out of the blue.
Oh, really?
Yes, they couldn't get it to stop. So Richie had to run in here.
Oh, my gosh.
During one of the segments. Richie had to run in here during one of the segments.
Oh, my
So it was like,
gosh.
what's going on? You know, they were like, first, Zach's gone. Now Will's gone. You got Richie sitting right here. What the hell is Phil doing to these
Oh,
these
my
guys?
gosh.
Yeah, so it was dysfunctional at the beginning, but we got through it. We got through it. We had a blast.
Oh, my gosh. Bloody nose.
Bloody nose. Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just dripping all over the place.
Good
And
thing
I'm like,
Richie was
man.
around.
Yes, because if not, it was just going to be the Phil show.
Yes, and no
feel
one
the
wants
deal.
that.
You know, you had DG in the back, knees clapping and shaking. I said, relax, we're good.
Oh, my God. Oh, look at Dante. Whoa, Dante's protesting behind the glass.
Oh, hold on. Who called me on Friday at 9 in the morning freaking out because Zach texted in our group chat that he wasn't going to be there? He's like,
He was freaking out.
He's like, what are we going to do?
This
It's
is good
just
to know.
me and he thought it was just going to be me and him. And I was like, dude, relax. They're going to have somebody else there.
You know what? First off, I was just trying to call to say, hey, does everybody know that Zach's not available? You know, he's playing hooky today. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
They blow it out of proportion. Oh, here we go.
Wait, I was going to say, were you doing the same thing when you were sending me those text messages of panic for the same reason?
No, I said this.
Yes.
Oh, so
I didn't even know that happened. So
all you got to do is just if you want, I've told other people, if you want people to appreciate you more, just miss a couple shows.
Be thankful.
Just miss a couple
no,
shows.
this is what I said. I said, hey, is there anybody that's going to do the rundown? Because usually by 10 o'clock, the
around then,
rundown's starting to be done.
Yeah.
At that time, the rundown wasn't done. I wasn't hearing anything. I'm like, okay, so does Uncle Phil have to do the rundown today?
my
You
God.
actually should have.
I want to see that. I want to see that. Oh, looking like the morning show's rundown. Whatever's hot here. Text line. Oh my gosh, that is hysterical.
Man.
Well, you guys figured it out without me, and I had to. I was going to pick up these kids. So I'm running around town and trying to make this work while being under the weather. But I was listening, and you guys sounded great. So appreciate Will, and there is a certain level of comfort knowing that you can take a day, and your show isn't going to go totally to crap.
Yeah.
Now I know a lot of our daily listeners, like, it throws off their rhythm, like, oh man, it's not it's not the normal drive. And I get that. You want people to feel like that when you're gone, but at the same time, to have a competent host like Will
does a great job
when his face isn't gushing blood, being in here and doing a great job. And thanks to Richie too for helping. And Richie is like, if he's a baseball player, he's like a utility man. He can kind of play every position. Like he's doing the traffic schedule and commercial stuff behind the scenes, at the boring radio stuff, making schedule for DU with the our board ops and keeping us on the air.
He just had to run in here real quick, and I was proud of him. Run in here real quick. He sees the rundown. We don't lose any traction, and it's
great.
Was smooth.
It's great. It's great.
Like, kudos to Richie for doing that.
Well, it's good to be back here, man. And yesterday was a massive day for the Broncos. I know we talked a lot about it off the top, but without lifting a finger, things from a playoff perspective, it became, the path potentially got a little bit easier. And I don't think it's like, Cecil's like, I want to do it the hard way. I don't want it to be easy.
He wants to get it out the mud.
If we're having a parade and you won 3 games instead of 4, I don't know if anyone's going to be saying, man, this would taste a little bit sweeter if it was harder.
You know what, Zach? I was talking about that with Will on Friday, and we brought up the same thing, because Cecil was like, hey, I'm adamant that I want to just go through it the hard way because it's going to make us better in the end. Okay, understandable. But when we look at how the Denver Nuggets got their championship, ended up being the Heat and not the Boston Celtics.
Correct.
We're not sitting here today saying, hey, like, oh, it was the Heat, so it doesn't matter. No, we were just happy to have a parade.
It's a great point, Phil.
And so now we're looking at it the same way. Like, it's already going to be tough to get to a Super Bowl and beat whoever it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Rams. So if we find a way to get there, an easier path to success, an easier path to get to a Super Bowl, I want to go that route, especially knowing what we know about our team. Knowing that the offense has struggled, knowing that we don't have J.K. Dobbins. So let's make it easier on ourselves, because it's already going to be hard once we get to the playoffs no matter what.
That's an excellent point about the Nuggets title run, and no one cares. It'll be a trivia question years from now, but no one will care. The championship doesn't have an asterisk. But that being said, I am watching Kansas City during the game, and I know I mentioned this to you guys off the top, but, man, I'm so even though it's best for the Broncos, it was weird. It just felt bizarre, and I did not find myself openly rooting for them the way that I had planned on.
Just watching from afar, huh?
Yeah.
Just looking at the game for what it is.
And I ultimately found myself completely resigned during the game, saying whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But I'm not. I just was not sitting there like, Chiefs got a first down. Yes. Like, no. I just could not bring myself, from a Broncos perspective, from a Bills perspective, from an AFC perspective, from an NFL perspective. I'm just over them. It doesn't ultimately change where I stand on the conversation, but what did change is kind of during the game, like, it was like the Rocky crowd in Rocky 4. They end up cheering for Rocky instead of Drago. There was a kind of a bit of a shift like that internally for me.
Yeah, and it's understandable. I mean, it's the Chiefs. You let them into the dance, they're going to make some noise. They've been to the Super Bowl more times than not.
Yeah.
You have Andy Reid. You have Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback. He is the best quarterback right now in the league. And you want to give them a fighting chance? Now, with that being said, I always ask myself, what would Sean think? Does Sean care about the Chiefs? Because it seems like Sean's not afraid of the Chiefs.
Definitely not.
Since he's been here, he has not been afraid of the Chiefs.
Not at all.
Sean's looking at it as seeding. Where can we get the number 1 spot? Because the last time Sean had a bye, now you brought it to my attention and everybody's attention, when Sean won the Super Bowl, he had a bye, but at that time there were 2 byes.
Yes.
So it was a 1 seed and a 2 seed.
Correct.
So Sean was able to get a bye even though he was in the 2 spot. But he also went on to win a Super Bowl with that rest. So I think Sean's looking at it like, the last time I won a Super Bowl with the Saints, we had a bye. We had a game where we were at least at home. In this situation, you're at home twice. Home field advantage, you're undefeated right now. Why not have that luxury?
Well, it's a really fascinating conversation. It's a fascinating conversation that involves a football team that's had a fascinating season, because as debatable as this topic has been, which I said off the top is like built for sports talk radio, that's how the Broncos season has been, just talking about the Broncos. because yes, their record is what it is, but the context and how they got there and how we debated these wins, and it's been a crazy season, and it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Okay, we'll circle back to Broncos at the top of the hour. In the meantime, the weekend for the Nuggets was a bit complicated unto itself, but one thing that happened is pretty straightforward on how much it stinks, and we'll talk about it next.
Would anything short of a title feel like a disappointment for the Nuggets and Avalanche this season?
Yes, it's championship bust for both of them. I mean, look at the Nuggets and the moves they made. They've improved. And to just say, like, win a couple playoff games, no, I don't think so. Not with these two groups and not what we've seen them do.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening right now who are thinking about popping that question, and you know you need a diamond. So I'm going to save you some time and money right now by telling you this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers, for that perfect diamond engagement ring, or the ultimate holiday gift, or just because that special somebody really deserves it. This holiday, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, treating you just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Visit our Denver Clearance Center during our Black Friday sale going on now. Save up to 75% on name brand appliances like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, GE, and Bosch. With unbeatable prices on top quality appliances, now is the perfect time to upgrade your home. Don't miss out on these exclusive deals. Visit us today at the Denver Clearance Center. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance. Open 7 days a week.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Oh man, I do a terrible turkey impersonation. Hey everybody, Dan Jacobs from Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Those of you that listen to the Dan Jacobs Show know that I just love the holidays. But I also know these holidays in particular can be really tough on a lot of people, whether it's the government shutdown, inflation, the economy, whatever it is, or some people just have a hard time during the holidays as it is every single year. It's just a hard time of year for them. As always, we want to be here for you. If we can help out with a little bit of that with free food and groceries, we would love to have you any first or third Thursday of the month. Come on out to Eastern Hills Church at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road. We're even doing smoked ham and turkey this month in honor of Thanksgiving. So if you need it, anybody, no questions asked. You just pull up and pop the trunk. 4 to 6 p.m., Eastern Hills Community Church, every first and third Thursday, Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus?
Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Annuities not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Need a plumber? Euro Plumbing has the lowest prices in town. Rock bottom prices on whole house repipes, sewer line repairs, even water heaters. 720-500-3000.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The weekend for the Denver Nuggets was complicated. Let's go with that.
A little hot and cold, huh?
Goodness gracious.
Naughty and nice.
You are not kidding, man. You are not kidding. But within the weekend, one thing was not complicated. It was actually pretty straightforward on how much it stinks. So, Nuggets topped the Rockets in Houston on Friday night. Best win of the year, not even close.
Hands down, Zach. I mean, the way that they played defense, everybody was getting involved. I mean, it was fun to watch.
It was so fun. It was so fun. Then they lose the next night to the worst team in the NBA, in the Sacramento Kings, who had lost 8 consecutive games coming in.
Call Russ daddy, Zach.
Oh, my gosh. We'll get to it. But the one thing that there's no confusion on is how terrible it is that just a handful of games into the season, 14, 15 games into the season, that Aaron Gordon's season is off to the same start that it finished with last year, with a problem with this hamstring. And when he pulled up and grabbed that thing, I said, whoop, we are not seeing this dude for a while.
It kind of looked like it did last year when he grabbed at his hamstring. It's like, oh, here we go again. Once it pulls, and you know this, Zach, with those weak hamstrings you have.
Oh, my gosh.
Once it pulls with that sharp pain, you have to stop.
Yep.
And you just hope that when you go to that MRI machine, you get the results back. You didn't rip it off the bone.
Correct.
So for AJ, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just,
It's a grade 2, but it's going to be a while.
It's going to be a long time.
Yeah.
And, Zach, to be honest with you, I don't want to see him for a long time. I want him to get healthy. We are going to need not just AG, but we're going to need Christian Brown also as we go for this championship run. But if AG is not healthy, it's going to be hard for us, or for me to envision us winning it all, because he's a core guy that has to be there defensively, just his energy. So take your time and get healthy so that we can make this run.
Yeah, and in terms of, like, it's going to be hard to win a championship, I would file it under impossible without Aaron Gordon. The margins are too thin, especially if you're talking about, like, dethroning a team like Oklahoma City, who's going to have home court advantage. Like, let's the race for the number 1 seed, like, much like
Let's stop talking about it.
No, much like you and Stokely talking about the AFC West after 3 weeks. This is actually real. This is actually real. No, there's no chance that the Nuggets are catching Oklahoma City Thunder, where they're off to the start that they're off to, and their second best player in Jalen Williams, J-Dub, has yet to play a game, and they are 17-1.
Well, and then I look at OKC and see what they're doing, even with their bench, and how great their bench is.
Correct.
And I look at ours, and I'm like, okay, there's flashes, but they're not consistent. So then now I'm starting to get concerned as we get going, and I know it's early, but OKC, they're on a different level. And they've already won it. They know how to win now. That was something that we talked about last year with them. Like, hey, do they have enough experience to win it all? Well, they've won it all, and they have the depth, and they have the talent. And we're sitting here with 2 of our better guys, 2 of our starters that won't be available for a very long time. A bench that's very inconsistent right now. So I'm a little worried, Zach. And I know it's early, but it's just from watching OKC and watching the Denver Nuggets, it's just different.
It is. And And if you're worried, you're not alone. It sounded like Jokic was worried after the Kings game. He said, well, we're 12-4, but we're not, like, if we want to do something special, and of course he's talking about, winning a championship, what we're seeing is not good enough. And the bench, again, much like in the Bulls game a week ago, where the Bulls had lost 5-6 consecutive games, came into Denver and won. Kings losers of 8 in a row. They came in with a 3-13 record, 1-8 in road games, but the bench was not really existent at all.
And when I watch the Nuggets, Zach, when it's time for tough games, they're up for it. Jamal seems like he's up for it. Jokic is up for every single game. We know that. But when we're going up against the Bulls, who are on a 5-game losing streak, even the Pelicans at times where they're just a bad team, and the Kings, who are another bad team, it seems like we stoop down to their level.
Correct.
That we don't get up for this game when it's like, man, just put them out of their misery. Find a way to finish the game, start fast, finish strong in the first 2 quarters, and then you go from there. But not the Denver Nuggets. They want to make it hard, and it bit them in the butt against the Kings where you let them in this game, you kept them in the game, and they found a way to beat you.
Yep, and that's another big difference between Oklahoma City and Denver. Oklahoma City, they don't care who they're playing. They are going to try to skin you in public. And they are winning games by an average margin of 17 points a game right now, dude.
Damn, my man saying skin them in public.
Yeah, and then roll them in a bowl of salt. I mean, what they're doing to these inferior opponents, this is why SGA is getting the most organic load management in their starters. They're not playing fourth quarters. Bronny James has appeared in more fourth quarters than SGA. So there's this dynamic at play that is Oklahoma City, and then you're going through your own injuries where you're now missing 40% of your starting lineup, and you're going to be missing them for quite some time. But that was a bad loss, and that was disappointing on Saturday. The Kings should not have, and I don't care. I know about the schedule, guy. I know about it. They didn't get back in till 3 o'clock in the morning and all that stuff. You can't lose at home to the Sacramento Kings. You can't. And the fact that it was Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter, you want to know what? Like, the one thing that you can never, ever, ever take away from Russ is his competitive spirit. Yeah. Like, he just competes every single night to a level where I love that nickname that you came up with last year where you're calling him One Speed.
Yeah, One Speed.
He's got one speed, and it's fifth gear. It's throttled down all the time. And if there was one element that was missing down the stretch of that game against Sacramento was competitive edge. Nuggets didn't have it.
No, Zach, but also as like a former player, when you go into a game and you see one of your players going off, right, going crazy, seems like he's putting the team on his back like Jokic did, 44 points, and you don't do your part, you feel bad.
Sure.
You feel bad because it's like, damn, this man put everything out there, and he didn't have to because he has a team that's supposed to help him out, but he did everything, and we didn't do enough, and that has to stop. That has to stop. Everybody has to pull their weight. Even for Jamal Murray, you got to do something a little bit extra.
Dude.
Whether it's not turning the ball over or making a couple more shots, giving that assist, doing something a little bit more that can help your guy out, Batman out.
Well, I'll say this about Jamal. If you just look at the box score and you see 23 points on 50% shooting, you say, hey, Jamal played pretty good. And for chunks of the night, he did. But when it was winning time, and there's 60 seconds left in the game or whatever it was right around a minute left, and the Nuggets are down 4, and Jamal Murray is defending DeMar DeRozan, and you get a stop, and then after you get a stop, you do exactly that. You stop. And he just sat there,
just froze,
watched DeMar DeRozan miss a shot, and he literally didn't do anything. DeMar DeRozan follows his own shot, gets the offensive rebound, and makes a layup. And the score goes from 4 to 6 as opposed to you just got to stop, and now it's a literal one-possession game, but you can cut it to 2 here or 1 if you don't get fouled on a unlikely three-pointer and you make it. But technically a one-possession game.
Was that the biggest play of the game for the Kings and the biggest missed play for the Nuggets was Jamal Murray's not closing out?
If I'm going to identify one which is unfair, but if that's what you're asking me, yes. I watch him no, you can't do that. You can't do that. And it was a microcosm. One play that represents something larger on the evening, and it was the Nuggets did not have enough competitive fire that apparently the Kings did. And it's disappointing. Now, what do I put more stock into? What I saw over the weekend, the win on Friday night or the loss on Saturday night? It's definitely the win on Friday night. I mean, I did not know if they had that level of defense in them. I mean, they were so fun to watch defensively.
They were very aggressive.
They
very
were-
aggressive
they
in
were.
communicating and passing off. Everything that you wanted to see, they did from the perimeter. The perimeter defense was excellent. I'm on the other side of it, though, Zach. It's like, okay, you're getting up for these big-time games, but every game matters. Now, of course, there's levels to it, but when you're going up against lower opponents, a lower level, just handle business, and they don't do a good job of doing that yet. And it's been the Pelicans where they were able to beat the Pelicans, but it wasn't. It looked bad.
It was uncomfortable, yeah.
Yes, the Kings end up beating you, and then of course the Bulls, another one at home too.
Right.
Find a way to beat you, just like the Kings at home find a way to beat you.
Well, before we sequence out of this thing, I brought this up after the third time that it happened, and it happened again on Saturday. Keep your eye, just a theme to watch, keep your eye on these clutch games. Getting into clutch time has been printing money for the Denver Nuggets. And when I say clutch time, I'm talking about when they're playing a game and it's under 5 minutes left within 5 points. Okay? There's been 5 of them this year. The Nuggets are 1-4. This is where they used to out-execute the hell out of their opponent. And we're not seeing it.
Kansas City Chiefs, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. There has been an element of that. If you're doing a cross-sport, reference like that, analogy, it's been a little of that. Just get close to them. They're going to figure it out. That's been the Nuggets. It hasn't been thus far. So let's keep our eye on that theme, if you will, flying underneath the radar. Okay, who knew one of the biggest stories of the NFL weekend would be Shedeur Sanders? What did we make of his first NFL start? That's next.
Has Sean Payton successfully rebuilt the Denver Broncos?
This dude is undeniable. Resetting the culture, redefining the standard, picking the ingredients to cook the meals with. Like, that's Sean Payton? That's the head coach.
That's the head coach, and Sean Payton's a damn good head coach.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
When I asked Scott Lucky if his last name had anything to do with his success in the trucking industry, he laughed and said, "Well, Mike, I guess you could say I've always been lucky." But when I asked him how he and his family grew Lucky Distribution Services into the company it is today, he didn't talk about luck at all. "We work hard," he said. "We keep a close eye on the bottom line, and we treat our people the right way." In other words, Scott Lucky makes his own luck, which is precisely why he switched to Pure Talk Business. "Last month, I paid the big guys $740 for 12 lines," he told me. "This month, I paid Pure Talk $420 for the exact same service." Thousands of businesses all over the country are saving real money by switching to America's most dependable 5G network, and luck has nothing to do with it. Just dial pound 250 and say micro. That's pound 250 micro to switch to a wireless company that works as hard as you do. Pure Talk.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
After a car accident, you might wonder, do I really need a lawyer? But at Postman Law, we go beyond the courtroom. We're your single point of contact for insurance, medical bills, and doctors. Get the outcome you deserve without the headache.
Call 844-POSTMAN, attorney advertising.
It may be the stuffing or the mashed potatoes, but this year, you'll have a new Thanksgiving favorite. Chris Mon here, president of Alpine Bank Boulder, member FDIC. This favorite is out of the kitchen and into the heart of downtown Boulder. Here's race director Lee Troop with the details.
It's the Alpine Bank Thanksgiving Day 5K. There's a kids' fun run too, because everyone loves to feel good. Whatever your age or pace, we hope you'll be there Thursday, November 27. The event's new course connects the West End and the East Ends of Pearl Street and finishes on the Pearl Street Mall in front of the courthouse.
Here's more to feel good about. The Thanksgiving 5K raises money for Harvest of Hope Pantry. Between now and race day, food donations can be made at Alpine Bank, Runner's Roost, Ozo Coffee, and Wild Provisions. Go to teamboco.com for details.
What's always a favorite? The feeling of gratitude.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Who knew one of the biggest stories of the NFL weekend would be Shedeur Sanders?
Turn this song up right here.
I did a little outfit change. During the commercial break.
Can it be true?
For my man Phillip Lindsay, I said, let's have some fun today. And what bet did I lose where I had to buy this shirt?
I'm not. What was it?
Jahdae Barron.
Oh, Jahdae.
Jahdae Barron and Jaquan McMillan.
Jaquan, yeah.
And I thought Barron, being the first-round pick, would start week one. Was wrong about that, so I had to buy a Shedeur Sanders perfect timing shirt. And I'm like, I'm never going to wear this thing again after I bought it, after I paid off the bet. And then Shedeur went out there this weekend, and I thought he played pretty well. And I'm like, you know what? Let's lean into the silly. Let's lean into the fun and grab my perfect timing shirt. What did your eyes tell you about Shedeur Sanders' first start?
I was happy that Shedeur Sanders had the success that he did. Of course, there's a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of things he needs to clean up with, but he looked like he had command of the offense. He didn't have the happy feet. He stood there in the pocket. He was able to get the ball out of his hands for the most part. Out of his hands pretty fast. He made some big-time plays. I mean, when they're blitzing you, you find a way to get out of the pocket and still throw the ball 52 yards on the money to your receiver. Like, that was a big-time play.
That was the most impressive moment of that game.
Zach, that's a first-round draft pick play right there.
I don't disagree. That play unto itself, yeah, that was a snapshot of Shedeur's talent. There's no doubt.
And then the other one was to Jerry Jeudy. And Jerry Jeudy messes it up. But for someone like Shedeur, he gets out of the pocket again. But this time he sets his feet. He points to what he wants Jerry Jeudy to do. So that means that he has the confidence, but he's calm. He knows he's going to get hit, but he still makes that play. Now for Jerry Jeudy, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He ends up coughing the ball up 15, 20 yards down the field. But for Shedeur Sanders, it was a great showing. Was able to get a touchdown, although the head coach was going to make it hard on him. Why go Wildcat?
Did you see that? I think they did it twice.
They did do it twice. I understand one time, but the other time, like, either let him throw the ball or hand the ball off. Why take the man out of the game? I just think that was a little weird.
That was a little bit weird. Yeah, I thought in general, Shedeur played pretty good. I don't think that he lit the world on fire or anything. You know, that one pass was awesome to see, the downfield pass. I'd say, I don't know what the math would work out, maybe 40% of his production came on that screenplay that was completely blocked up, and dude doesn't get touched, so his numbers get a little bit inflated there. But you don't apologize for that. You're the Browns. I mean, but I'll tell you, and I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Boy, oh boy, I did not think the Raiders could be this bad. I mean, how are they this bad? This operation, I think it's the worst in football. Like, if we were going to power rank these teams right now, I don't see anyone less competent than the Raiders.
They're
but good,
cashed out, Zach.
Yeah,
like
it looks
that's
like
what it looks like. They look like they don't believe in Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll doesn't know what he's doing. That's what it looks like. And the players are saying, hey, we're getting ready to go on vacation. We just want our checks. Half of us aren't going to be on this team next year. It doesn't matter. We're not a good team, and we have nothing to play for. And therefore, that's what happens. And then the Browns end up beating you 24-10 when the Browns are a bad team, a bad organization as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, they win their first road game of the year yesterday. Shador snapped a 17-game losing streak for Browns making their first start. He actually became, and I can't believe this is true, Shador Sanders yesterday became the 42nd quarterback to start for the Browns since they returned to Cleveland in 1999.
42nd?
42nd quarterback start.
It's a bad organization over there.
Holy smokes.
We thought we had it bad over here.
For a while there, but it's never been as bad here as it's been there. I mean, that they are just the poster child for dysfunctional orgs. Myles Garrett, this dude.
Beast.
He's got 18 sacks, Phil. 18 sacks. With 6 games left, he needs just 5 sacks to break the NFL record of 22.5 set by Strahan back in 2001 and TJ Watt 20 years later. Dude, he's got 14 sacks in the last 5 games. That's the most over any 5-game stretch in the history of sacks, is what we're seeing from Myles Garrett.
And you know what's funny? As we sat here and we talked about Nick Bonito.
Yep.
And talked about how he could do it this year, and he started fast, and like, this is great. But then you look over there at Garrett and what he's doing on a bad team.
Crazy.
When there's nothing to play for. He has the money. He has already the accolades. The season is shot. It's over. But yet he's playing his butt off.
Dude.
And he's going to win. If he can stay healthy and continue to do what he's doing, how could you not give the Defensive Player of the Year to him again?
I agree. The guy is, well, he's like the Browns had Joe Thomas at left tackle. You know, he's the Joe Thomas of the defense. He's a first ballot Hall of Fame player that signed up to continue to play for this bad organization. And the kicker is that you have that many sacks and your team's always losing. You never have this big second half lead where you get to pin your ears back and just get after the quarterback. So, like, it's all organic. He's just an absolute freak. But Shador, this is Shador down on the field after the game.
Win is crazy. It's amazing, you know. Off of 1 week of practice, you know what I mean? Just 1 week of practice. So imagine, you know, what a full offseason look like. It get dangerous. But it's just a 1 week of practice, so I'm just truly thankful, you know, that everything happened.
I love it. 1 week of practice.
He was hyped up.
As he should be.
Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be?
Yeah, you just win your first game as a quarterback when there's a lot of people doubting you and you have the coaching staff that seems like they're not for you.
Correct.
And you go out there and the team rallies around you too.
Yep.
See, that's the kicker right here, guys. The team, the players that have to be on that football field with him, rallied around him. They're happy to have him there, and they're playing better. Now, of course, it's the Raiders. What does it look like when you go up against the Baltimore Ravens again or somebody like that or the Denver Broncos? It's going to look different because you're a bad organization that doesn't have a bunch of talent. But you end up getting the win, and a win's a win in the NFL.
Well, Stefanski after the game was very non-committal.
Get into that, Chris. Obviously, you know, proud of him and proud of this offense, and there are a ton of things to learn from, but I'm just going to, you know, worry about today.
I'm going to worry about today. Well, today became tomorrow, and they've named Shador the starter for this coming week.
Perfect time.
So I'll tell you what, this is now an NFL story. This is not like a local Cleveland story. This was on the front page of ESPN today. Like, this is an NFL story with local roots to us here in Colorado. So we'll see what Chapter 2 looks like. Who do they have next week? Do we know? I'll find it here. Give me 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. They have San Francisco.
Oh, all right.
In Cleveland.
So it'll be a tough one.
We'll see what it looks like. San Francisco's defense is all sort of banged up, and they'll be on a short week because they play tonight on Monday Night Football. So, all right, shifting gears, Yahoo pointed out the biggest flaw for every Super Bowl contender. What was it for the Broncos? Also, what's the biggest question we have about this football team coming out of the bye week, we'll discuss next.
The Broncos and Will Lutz have agreed to a 3-year contract extension. With 8 game-winning field goals in his last 3 seasons, can one of the most clutch kickers in the league help push the Broncos closer to the number 1 seed in the AFC? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. Think a fender bender can't cause serious injuries? Think again. Many significant injuries don't show symptoms immediately. I've seen it. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law. Online at flanagan.law.
Pros, it's your time to be rewarded because at the Home Depot, we know that in your business, every minute and every dollar counts. Make the most of your member rewards and exclusive benefits that help grow your business and maximize savings as you wrap up your projects for the year. Remember, your Pro Extra spend resets on January 1st, so keep going until December 31st to unlock your next perk or tier level. Visit homedepot.com/Pro Extra to view your progress and make the most of your time before the new year.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Jim, it's late in the half here at Empower Field, and things are coming down to the wire at the concession stand.
Nachos are a solid choice, but Grant needs to finish strong here.
He scans his wallet and pulls out his Broncos checking debit card for 10% off.
Wow, savvy move. And with no surprise fees, he won't regret this order.
I don't know, Jim. That's a lot of cheese. Bank like a Bronco with Broncos Checking from Int Credit Union. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
You know that feeling when you catch a glimpse in the mirror and think, hey, I look 10 years younger. That's what happens when you stop dieting and start doing Soda weight loss.
I tried point counting, calorie counting, shots, and nothing has worked until Soda weight loss.
Soda weight loss gives you a personal nutritionist you can text anytime.
Everybody's great here. Everybody's encouraging. There were some times where I felt down and they brought me back up. If you stick with this program, you will lose weight and you will get to your goal weight.
When you sign up for Soda weight loss, your partner joins for free.
If you're ready to feel stronger, healthier, and yes, look and feel 10 years younger, this is your moment. No meds, no gimmicks, just real results with real support.
Remember, sign up now and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The holidays will be here before you know it. And for many families, that means excitement, but also stress. Between gifts, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitate hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out if you qualify. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 18234, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a Monday. Not a Reaction Monday.
I gotta get different headphones so I can wear my hat sideways, man.
Yeah.
You and my style.
You and Shador. You and Shador. Look, just to put a bow on that conversation, I'm not the biggest Shador fan. He's rubbed me the wrong way, a handful of times, and obviously I think rubbed a lot of people in the NFL the wrong way. But never, during the course of these conversations, have you ever heard me say, man, that guy can't play?
No, never.
It's like
never.
Like separating, like he rubs me the wrong way as just the way he is and acts and some of the arrogance and stuff, and the way he carries himself and some of the lack of self-awareness. But man, I don't know, there's something there.
Well, for sure.
There's something there.
And you know what? And I know we're going to have a segment later about Colorado, but when you see what Colorado's doing now, they have the same similar coaching staff, but they don't have Travis and Shador. You start to appreciate how good Shador and Travis really are.
Shador was a great college quarterback.
Yes.
He was. And so I know someone say great college quarterback, he had one good season. But, I think Shador Sanders showed up and was here for 2 years and broke just about every quarterback record that CU had.
I think he broke every single one of the quarterback records there.
Starting with game number 1 where he threw for over 500 yards.
There you go. Beat TCU when he wasn't supposed to. Was able to get the Buffs to a 9-win season. I mean, the story was there. No conflict, no story. There was a lot of drama. I mean, he did his part. And he showed yesterday. Now, I know it's a small sample size.
Very small. Couldn't be smaller.
Yeah, but he was the first quarterback in a long time to win on the road. He was the first quarterback in a long time to do what he did. And so it's a starting point. Now he has to be consistent, and he's going to figure that out when you're playing against a better opponent. Even San Fran being on a short week, they're going to be a better opponent than the Raiders.
Yep. And then tape's going to get out. There's going to be an adjustment period. I mean, we've seen that with Bo this year. So we'll see. But for right now, this is a fun little NFL story. And now I'm like, what does Chapter 2 look like? This coming weekend. Do I think he's going to struggle? I do. He's going to have moments where he's getting baptized by fire. But we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Let's let it play out. Let's see what it looks like.
That's it. I love it, Zach. Let it play out.
All right. Speaking of playing out. All right. Things were playing out over the weekend while the Broncos had their feet up. All right. And I want to talk about the biggest question we currently have about this football team coming out of the bye week. Also, before we do that, Yahoo Sports, they collected all the teams that they thought were true contenders for the Super Bowl, okay? And they pointed out their biggest flaw. So with the Bills, it was their woeful run defense. For Philly, it was the offensive volatility, and it just sort of goes on like that, etc. For the Broncos, so interesting, man. So interesting. All these other teams had an element of their offense or their defense that they would point to.
Yeah.
For the Broncos, the biggest flaw just said Bo Nix. Which is
what's going on?
Really interesting. Here's what they said. I'll just do a little bit of reading and we can react. Denver Broncos quarterback Bo Nix has a 95 quarterback rating in the fourth quarter this season and an 11-1 touchdown to interception ratio with a 99 quarterback rating when the team is trailing. He's been instrumental in many of the team's fourth quarter comebacks this year. However, there has also been plenty of bad football from the second-year QB that might ultimately keep Denver from reaching the Super Bowl. For instance, per Pro Football Focus, Nix has the fifth lowest pressure rating and the second worst yards per attempt among qualified QBs when pressured. Against the blitz, he ranks just 17th in completion rate and 18th in big-time throw rate. That could be a huge issue against teams like the Texans, the Steelers, and the Chargers. He also won't have running back J.K. Dobbins to take some weight off of his shoulders, as Denver has an ineffective rushing attack. And they finish up by saying, we'd also note that Nix ranks 18th in on-target rate with the 7th highest bad throw rate in the NFL, end quote. What do you make of them pointing out, I want to just give the context to how they got there, but them saying, Bo Nix, that human being who touches the ball, that's the biggest flaw on this football team.
I mean, I think it's very unfair to kind of single out Bo Nix for the Denver Broncos and then give every other team like a reason, like a run game or something that's happened defense. Like, no, because that happens for every quarterback. If you have somebody like, let's just say Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a damn good quarterback, but he also has James Cook. You take James Cook out of it, and Josh Allen's defense is not good. How is he supposed to win the Super Bowl? So you can say that for every quarterback moving forward, like, hey, if they don't have a specific thing, they're going to struggle. For Bo Nix, if Bo Nix goes out there and plays his butt off, but you don't have a run game, you're not winning. You're not winning, Zach.
But what I'll say is that, Yahoo is telling you that Bo Nix struggled when they did have the run game.
But yet they still won because of Bo Nix doing some of the things in the fourth quarter. Like
on certain Sundays, that's true.
He was bad for the 3 quarters, but found a way to wake up in that last quarter, which is very meaningful in that clutch gene aspect of that's how you win these games, or you put yourself in a good situation at the end of that game. And that's why you have some of the players that are still going to ride with Bo Nix no matter what happens, because he does have that clutch gene. I just don't like that they're singling out Bo Nix when there's a lot to this team. You still need Sean to call a good game. You still need your run game and the defense to do their part. You still need your special teams to play. Now, yes, I do agree. If Bo Nix doesn't have a great game, you're probably not going to win in the playoffs. But this is not just a Bo Nix thing, and I don't like it where they're singling out Bo Nix, but everybody else has a different reason why.
Yeah, it was a little bit different to see. It was a little bit aggressive of Yahoo, to isolate just a human being. But that being said, I do understand why they did it, and there's context to this conversation. We know that. And he deserves credit for the fourth quarter comebacks, which is how they led, their conversation about Bo Nix, saying he's got a 95 quarterback rating in the fourth quarter this year. He's got a 99 quarterback rating when the team is trailing.
Yeah.
11-1 touchdown to interception ratio in the fourth quarter this year, which is really incredible. But it's going to take more than one quarter to win a playoff game. And this offense needs to continue to try to make strides in the right direction while missing, and will be missing here moving forward, the best element of this offense. And can they do it? I have no idea. I have no idea if they're going to be able to do it without J.K. Dobbins.
Well, see, now, yes, Bo Nix is going to have to be phenomenal. He's going to have to make plays. Don't overthrow, or people are saying Bo overthrows or whatever they want to call it.
A boverthrows.
Boverthrows. And we can't have any of those moving forward. You have to start connecting on a consistent basis with Troy Franklin, with Cortland Sutton if you're giving him that opportunity, Marvin Mims. So we know that. But also, this is where Sean Payton, and we talked about it last week, this is where Sean Payton is getting paid the big bucks. He is going to have to be more creative with his offense. He's going to have to be more creative of getting these running backs involved, knowing that you can't just hand the ball off to these running backs and think that they're going to make 7 yards, even though there's no creativity creativity with it, with the pullers or the misdirection. Like, you're going to have end arounds, and they call them ghost motions, where a motion happens where it forces a defense to kind of hold their ground, which now opens up a hole for you. So for Sean, he's going to have to get in his bag of tricks, what you had this bye week to do to help your young quarterback out, to help this offense out, and then hope to hell that the defense can continue to be this beast of a defense with the 6 games left in the season.
Well, it is getting late early, man. It is getting late early. Here we are. It's the week of Thanksgiving. Weather's getting chilly. Leaves are mostly off the trees.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting real. It's getting real. And I want to talk, and we can field some of these as well from our listeners on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. What is your guys' biggest questions coming out of the bye week? And if you want to isolate it to just a simplest your biggest question, singular, go ahead and hit us up. Go ahead and hit us up, and we will share some of these on the air. What is Mr. Phillip Lindsay, your biggest question for this football team coming out of the bye?
What are you guys going to do about the penalties? How are you going to solve this issue? Because it's a big-time issue, the most penalized team in the NFL right now. And yet we're still able to win these games. We're 9-2. That won't be the case when you're having a one-off game in the playoffs against a tough opponent where every snap matters. And if you have these penalties, Zach, that put you back or give a team like, let's say you're playing Patrick Mahomes, another fresh set of downs to try to score on you, you're not winning that battle. So what are you guys going to do? What is Sean Payton, what are you guys thinking about doing when it comes to the discipline part of that game moving forward? Because the most disciplined teams will win and go to the Super Bowl, and that's something that the Denver Broncos have not been. They've been very undisciplined, and it hasn't cost them yet. But
it kind of has against Indy.
That's true.
There's a leverage penalty with no time left, that directly led to a loss. Now, should it have been called? That's a separate wing of the conversation.
Yeah, but yet they're still 9-2.
I know.
So you look at it like, we're
9-2.
I know that we're getting away with this, but how long can you truly get away with it?
Correct.
When it becomes the playoff time.
Correct.
Playoff atmosphere, and everything matters. That's my question. What are you going to do about these penalties?
Yep. Gosh, I'm hearing my mom in my head from 2006. Man, the risks you take, you're only going to get away with it for so long. It will catch up with you. I promise. It will catch up with you. And the Broncos have been charged with 883 penalties yards this year. Number 1 in the entire league. That is insane.
Almost 1,000 penalty yards.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Isn't that nuts? And this is such an abnormality, where the league's most penalized team is also 9-2. This may be, and I don't know for sure, and I don't know if there's a way to find out, but this may be the first time this has ever happened through, 11 football games. And by the way, yeah. So 883 penalty yards and you're 9-2. It shouldn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But it is borrowed time. I agree with you. It is on borrowed time, and hopefully they can use some of this bye week to start addressing these discipline issues. What did you make of Sean giving them the whole week off, by the way?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Not normal. Not normal. Honestly, I don't think it's normal for Sean to give his team a full week off. And I do understand it. They had played a lot of football in a certain amount of days.
Yeah, I think
don't
it was
remember
that. I think it was 3 games in 17 days, I want to say.
So that's
something crazy like that.
Zach, that's a lot of football for the body. All right, we are not meant, human beings are not meant to play football. And that's why you have so many damn injuries. So I know that you need to have rest. But it's interesting because you're giving this team a bunch of rest. Now, the defense deserves to have it, but you have this offense that finally had their breakthrough game, and they haven't been consistent. A young quarterback and, honestly, a young core, and yet you're giving them too much time off. I'm interested in seeing what this looks like on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Because they're still getting even more time off because you have to sit around on Sunday to wait to play. So I understand why Sean did it. You're 9-2. You want your team to be rested. You want your players like Patrick Tan to come back, Alex Singleton to come back. But is this going to force the team to be a little bit more rusty, especially offensively, when you need them going to help the defense out?
Yeah, it's
What'd you think of it?
The proof will be in the pudding. You know what I mean? Ultimately, we're in a results-oriented business. So if the Broncos come out and play well against Washington, well, the result retroactively dictates the approval of the process. You come out and don't play well, then it's like, man, did you really need the whole week off right in the middle of the season in such an abnormal way? By the way, we got news just here in the last couple hours that the Broncos likely will not be facing quarterback Jayden Daniels on Sunday. And I think that's pretty big news. When this guy is available, he is dynamic and all things feel possible. When he's not, it's just a completely different version of that football team. So they call him a quote, long shot. That's the word coming out of Washington right now. The backup there is Marcus Mariota. That is a really, really big deal. That's a really big deal.
It's a huge deal. But, Zach, honestly, I'd rather have Jayden Daniels play because he's been out for a while. He just had a severe injury, which was gruesome to see. I didn't think he was going to come back.
Neither.
So that's in the back of his head. He's going up against an aggressive defense that's going. If they can continue to do what they're doing, they're going to break the record of sacks. And that right there is a recipe for disaster for Commanders and for Jayden, because now it's like, hey, my first game back and I'm being pressured like this. I'm not in the rhythm. I'm not in the groove. I'm out of shape. I'm still scared about my hand and how it's going to feel. And so that would lead to a lot more like air throws or some interceptions that would have went our way. Although Marcus Mariota is going to cough that ball up because he will do that.
He will.
I would have rather played Jayden Daniels coming off that injury who doesn't have a bunch of time to get ready for the Denver Broncos.
All right, I see it differently. I'd rather play Mariota. But regardless, Washington hasn't won a football game in 2 months. A loss to the Dolphins.
Been dark for them.
A loss to the Lions, a loss to the Seahawks, a loss to the Chiefs, a loss to Dallas, a loss to Chicago. Now some decent teams in there, some decent teams for sure. But that is a certain certainly an update that Jayden Daniels a long shot for Sunday afternoon. I think I have a bunch of questions about the Broncos, but if I were to try to narrow it down to one or two, can Vance Joseph's defense sustain this level of play? And Cecil brought it up during the crosstalk that a year ago, the Denver Broncos defense, the last month of the season, became the worst total defense in the league. And we have a tendency to forget that, I think. I know I do. It slips my mind. But they have played at such a level and have been asked repeatedly to shoulder an unfair burden of this load between them and the offense. At a certain point, does that catch up with them? And the more the sample size increases and you're asking them, especially if the offense continues to struggle like it has for most of the season, most, not all, but most, is there a tipping point where it's like, well, this has turned into an unreasonable ask for this defense?
Yeah, and that's a great question to ask. And my answer would be for that is VJ has learned his lesson last year. He knows that he's going to have to be a little bit different here towards the end of this road, this journey until the playoffs start. He's going to have to be more creative with his scheme, disguise his schemes a little bit more. He has the players to do it this year. He has Hufanga and Brendan Jones, two guys that you can interchange whether you want him to come on a blitz or playing coverage, which is going to help you out. Yeah, Jaquan McMillan and Jahdae Barron. And Jahdae Barron seems like he's getting better every single game. You're getting Pat Surtain back. I just think this defense, they know that if they're going to win, it's going to be because of them. And so they know that they can't have these mistakes. So going into these games moving forward, it's like, hey, it's all on us. We're not waiting for Bo Nix to do his part. We're not waiting for Sean to have this great game plan. We are going to take matters into our own hands and find ways to give our offense more opportunities, or our kicker. Let's just say our kicker, Will Lutz, who just got extended, more opportunities. I think that's their mindset. And for VJ, it's like, I'm not going down that road I did last year. I have to be more creative because I know that there's film on us. I know that there's teams that are getting better every single week, and we have to continue to get better every single week.
Well, that's certainly going to be the top of mind for me coming out of the bye week. And then if I were to take a look at the offense, and this is not reinventing the wheel here, it's how can you make the best of what you have? And I think that we've all been in a situation, rich or poor, where you haven't gone shopping and it's the end of the week and it's like, how am I going to make this meal work? Like, okay, there's 2 pieces of bread left. There's 1 piece of cheese. Like, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I am going to make this work.
Yep.
And that's how I look at the Broncos run game. It's like you're missing your piece of steak. You're missing that, deli run. And it's like you're looking at these pieces, and it's Jaleel McLaughlin, and it's Tyler Bidet, and it's
R.J. Harvey.
And it's like, how can we try to create enough balance with what we have in order to not have, just like I was talking about the unfair ask of the defense.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is have an unfair ask of the offense and the passing offense specifically to shoulder this burden and put more on their plate when they've you can't. So you have to figure out a way to bridge the gap between where they were with Dobbins and where they currently are from a personnel standpoint.
Well, and I'm glad you're bringing that up. And the answer that I would say is for Sean, he needs to play to each running back's strength, right? Like Tyler Bidet, he's coming in as a third down back. But what did we say all camp? That Tyler Bidet does a good job of running inside.
Yep.
Let's give him some more carries where he's running inside. Jaleel is another one. He's probably your best running back right now. Don't be afraid to start him because he is going to give you that explosiveness if he can get going, and he's going to run hard for you. Let's just say it like that. He's going to run hard for you, pick up the 2 or 3 yards, keep the chains moving. And for R.J. Harvey, who is still kind of coming into himself, let him do what he's been doing, catching out of the backfield, find creative ways to get him the ball with the tosses, and if there's a play that works for him, run that play. But if we're going to make this work as a running team, the identity of this team, Zach, right, is the running backs. Sean's going to have to do a great job of playing to every running back's strength. And it's going to be different. At times it's going to be tosses with R.J. Harvey, running inside with Tyler Bidet and Jaleel McLaughlin, the screen game with these littler running backs, being creative with putting pullers in front of them, all right, misdirection with motions, like things that can just help you have more explosive plays and actually shine as an offensive coordinator. So that's what I would say for Sean.
Well, we'll see if he can do it. We'll see if he can tailor that game plan. And what did you make about the story with Dameon Pierce? Kliss had it over the weekend. Broncos were in strong. They were in strong on Pierce. Ultimately, Pierce ends up on Kansas City's practice squad. This guy, he's not like, prime Derrick Henry or something, but like he's been pretty solid. What did you make about him becoming available, the Broncos being in on him and losing out on him?
Yeah, so Will and I talked about it Friday, and I was really in on Dameon Pierce. His freshman year runs really hard. That's what we're missing here. A guy that can break a tackle, a guy that can make you miss, pick up that first down. We're not looking for another J.K. Dobbins, but we're looking for a guy that can come in and do his part. Dameon Pierce would have done that for us. It's interesting that Dameon Pierce cleared waivers, so he could have signed to anywhere, decides to sign with Kansas City instead of the Denver Broncos, where you have more of an opportunity, I would say.
Correct.
Because Isaiah Pacheco, unless he's out for the season, which I know he's dealing with an injury, Isaiah Pacheco is going to come back. You have Kareem Hunt over there that's going to be there, and you don't know the plays. Here in Denver, I feel like this is a path for you to play right away and actually be on a team that's 9-2 and find yourself in a situation where if you do good, you can get paid here or somewhere else. So I'm interested in knowing why in the pitch that Kansas City pitched Dameon Pierce to go to Kansas City instead of for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I would love to be a fly on the wall and just hear what that pitch sounded like, because right now I'm looking at Kansas City. I'm like, there's not really room. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll reshuffle the deck, but on paper right now and on the surface, it doesn't seem like that there's like a real pathway to play in Kansas City like there would have been in Denver. Kind of strange.
Well, do you think truly that the Denver Broncos were as hard on getting him as these people are saying? Because Mike Kliss is not the only one that said this. There's a couple other reporters out there that said, hey, Denver was on him hard.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the truth? Because if I'm Pierce, I'm going here. I'm going to Denver where you have one of the better offensive lines, if not the best, when it comes to running the ball, when everything is going right for him. Opportunities are right here in front of you, and yet you don't sign with them.
Yeah.
I would.
Right. And I would like to think that if you would just go to the opportunity. Like, you're not getting some big bag to be on the practice squad.
No.
So the priority would be opportunity. And really weird, if that report is true, or reports, plural, are true, that the Broncos were really in on him and he chose Kansas City instead with less of a path to play. I can't make heads and tails of that one.
I'll tell you what, when I had the opportunity, I was going to sign with Kansas City. If it wasn't for Miami claiming me 2 minutes before the deadline was up, I was going to Kansas City. Why? Because it was an opportunity for me to play right away, play the Denver Broncos, and try to win a Super Bowl, right? You have the best quarterback in the league. Why would you not do that if you have an opportunity? And Miami ended up picking me up, so I had no choice but to go to Miami. Here with Dameon Pierce, nobody claimed you on waivers. You could have went anywhere, and you decided to go to Kansas City, who's fighting for their playoff life.
Very interesting. You want to react to any of that? You can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. In the meantime, we had some breaking news today in Denver sports that could be framed as a pretty big deal, and we'll talk about whether that's true coming up next.
Has Bo Nix already proven he has the clutch gene?
What I'm seeing here is real. When you tell this man, go make a damn play, he's going to make that damn play for you. That's all I need to know is my quarterback is ready to roll when it matters the most.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. With precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way. With a dedication to lasting quality. Trusted performance and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
At Postman Law, we're not your typical injury firm. Our lawyers have won at the U.S. Supreme Court, gone head-to-head with giants like Uber and Amazon, and recovered billions for clients. When you've been injured, having the right lawyer matters. PostmanLaw.com. Others promise. Postman delivers.
Call 844-POSTMAN. Attorney advertising.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Hellsberg.com.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Brandon Stokely here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Cold weather's coming fast. Do you have a game plan for winter? If your heating system is more suited for the bench, now is the best time to upgrade your system with the best pricing of the year. Take advantage of tax credits and energy rebates before they run out. Only from my team at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
You know that feeling when you catch a glimpse in the mirror and think, hey, I look 10 years younger. That's what happens when you stop dieting and start doing Soda weight loss.
I tried point counting, calorie counting, shots, and nothing has worked until Soda weight loss.
Soda weight loss gives you a personal nutritionist you can text anytime.
Everybody's great here. Everybody's encouraging. There were some times where I felt down and they brought me back up. If you stick with this program, you will lose weight and you will get to your goal weight.
When you sign up for Soda weight loss, your partner joins for free.
If you're ready to feel stronger, healthier, and yes, look and feel 10 years younger, this is your moment. No meds, no gimmicks, just real results with real support.
Remember, sign up now and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. Hey, so we got news today.
A little rusty, aren't you?
A little bit.
I had to take your place.
Did you?
We did it.
Really?
Off the top rope with it.
Oh, did you do it or did Will do it?
No. Come on. I'm not letting Will do that. He would have disrespected all of us. I did it.
Did you hold it?
I held it. It was tough, but I did it, guys.
I love it.
I had to keep it going.
I love it. So, how big a deal is this? I guess it's up to each fan to kind of decide for themselves. But the Rockies, amidst all the change that is happening, they did announce today that they are removing the interim tag from Warren Schaefer's title. The team will bring back Warren Schaefer. I'm curious, do you have any thought on this?
I think it's interesting because why not start fresh on everything? Like, bring in your guys. Bring in everybody that's going to help you win or lose with. Isn't that what Sean did? Sean brought in majority of his guys was like, where it's like, hey, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose with the guys that I pick, not the guys that are just here. So I think that's interesting, but maybe Schaefer did something or said something that's like caught everybody's eye and says, okay, we need to give him an opportunity, a full year to be the manager here and go from there, Zach. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, I remember Paul DePodesta, who's now running things over there, president of baseball ops, saying that he thought the most important thing that a manager had was relationship with the players. Being a relationship-based manager. And is that actually, it might be, I don't know. I've never been, through a Major League Baseball season, and it's so long. 162 games, it's just 6 out of 7 days a week. So maybe there's real credence to that. But man, I question running it back when you just had the worst season you've ever had. And I know there's context to it, and Buddy Black at the start of this thing, and I got it, but
Just you want it to be new.
I wanted it to be wiped clean, like that Etch-a-Sketch, like just shake it and just start over. That doesn't mean that Warren Schaefer can't ultimately be the guy, but I'm like, okay, okay.
I guess here we go again, right?
Yeah, Dante, any thought on this there behind the glass? I know you're a huge baseball guy. What did you think of this news today?
I was okay with the hire. I don't think you need a completely clean house. I get that you want a lot of turnover, but I think it's unfair to say that he was a huge problem in the organization. I think you saw the team play hard under him, and I think that's really important from a manager to player relationship. I mean, Phil, you could probably speak to that more, but I think that's what a head coach or a manager, one of his primary roles, especially in baseball, where you're not really doing X's and O's. Yeah. It's more about just making sure the team's ready to play every day.
Well,
he didn't do that part, did he?
Well, in the quote, they say, Adi Podesta says, we're confident he's the right person to lead our club moving forward. He has established strong relationships with our players, understands the culture of this franchise, and embodies the energy and work ethic we want on and off the field. Okay, I don't know if I would have said, hey, he understands the culture of this franchise. The culture of the franchise is the worst in all of professional sports.
It's bad.
That should not be a pro or a positive when you're making the pros and cons list. So we'll see what it looks like. Ultimately, the results will judge him based on the results in his first full season. But, that was the news on the Rockies front today.
1, 2.
Did you hear Josh Allen take a shot at Colorado State during his Wyoming jersey retirement speech?
I did, Zach. He actually took 2 shots. He took a shot at our boys up there in Fort Collins, but also he probably had to take a shot in his back for all the ass whooping he took. And on what was it, Thursday night?
On Thursday night? Oh, yeah.
He was getting hit.
Oh, dude, they were blasting him. Buffalo, look, Buffalo, and you got to back me up on this. They were 4-0. They were 4-0, and everyone was singing their praises. And I said, there's more to this story here.
Oh, yeah.
There's more to this story.
They're not a good team right now, and it comes down to offense, or defense. I'm sorry, defense,
yes.
Special teams. Like, something is just off. But, yeah, Zach Allen or Josh Allen taking that shot at CSU, saying it sucks to be a CSU Ram. I mean,
that is leaning into the rivalry in like a next level way. And I have to tell you.
Uh-oh. What's wrong with it?
Look, I love Josh. Okay, he might be.
You have a tattoo on your butt.
I have no tattoos, but I'm a huge fan of Josh Allen and his stories. One of the great developmental stories in NFL history. But I didn't like that moment necessarily.
Why not? You're at home.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry.
You're playing to the crowd. I got that.
Is he wrong?
Well, here's what I'll say. I think I might be sticking up for CSU a little bit more had your backup quarterback not spit in someone's face.
That is true. That's
like,
disgusting.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Come on.
Like the Darius Curry kid. Like, really? Why are we seeing this? Why are we seeing this from Jalen Carter, from Jamar Chase?
It's just disrespectful. I don't know. It's a punk move.
It really is.
Like, let me sit there and spit in somebody's face, another man's face. Like, that might be the most disrespectful thing you can do.
Agreed.
Other than maybe backhand somebody. Is spit in your
I'd rather
face?
someone backhand me than spit in my face. I mean, are you kidding me? And I know he's a young kid. I think he's a redshirt freshman. But you're old enough to not know to do that. All right? And you're doing it against a team that's pretty much ran that conference. And here you are, a bottom feeder, spitting in a player. Like, come on, be better. Be better.
But it's like, what are you doing behind closed doors?
Right, there you go.
Like, who are you behind closed doors?
Agreed.
To your mom, to your family, to your significant other. Like, that's what it looks like. It's not a good look. So
No.
Stop spitting in people's face. Jamar Chase, I don't care how much money you make or how many touchdowns you throw.
No.
Don't be disrespectful to another person.
Embarrassing. Man. And then to say after, in Chase's case, I didn't do it. I didn't spit at it. Well, dude, it's on camera. Like, what a loser move. And I'll tell you, and again, young man up there in Fort Collins, but that's a loser move. So on Saturday, it did suck to be a CSU Ram.
Ooh, mic drop.
Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right, real quick on the way out here, former Denver Nugget Rodney Rogers passed away at 54. Man, when I was younger, like growing up, like Rodney Rogers was kind of a dude. I mean, when he was coming out of college and he had a really good start to his career, ended up being on the Nets team that ultimately played the Lakers in the finals when I was younger. But this dude had some moments for the Denver Nuggets in the first couple years of his career where, and I remember I had this tape of like great buzzer beaters and comebacks and stuff that we had at my dad's, the VHS tape. And Rodney Rogers had a sequence at the end of the Denver Nugget game where he made basically scored 9 points in like 9 seconds, made 3 threes in like the last 9 seconds of a game. And I just remember that sequence as a kid being like, how could that be possible? You know, and there he was doing it for the Nuggets. So rest in peace, Rodney Rogers.
That's sad, man. It's sad. Anytime anybody out there passes away at an early age, 50, 54, that's not.
Yeah, no, it's young.
Yeah, that's young.
It's young.
And so it's just sad, man. Just love, hug, call your loved ones, and tell them how much you appreciate them because you just don't know. You never know what's around the corner.
Yeah, high flyer too, lefty man. Put it on a couple guys' heads.
He looks kind of big too.
He was
rocked up.
He was. All right, there is something happening right now in Denver sports that could go down in all-time history if it continues. Details next.
Would anything short of a title feel like a disappointment for the Nuggets and Avalanche this season?
Yes, it's championship bust for both of them. I mean, look at the Nuggets and the moves they made. They've improved. And to just say, like, win a couple playoff games, no, I don't think so. Not with these two groups and not what we've seen them do.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one. And now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, guys, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. Interest rates are competitive, and home prices have been stable. That means you can find a great deal while locking in a monthly payment that fits your budget. Plus, with home equity building over time, your investment grows, making home ownership a smart, long-term financial decision. If you continue to pay rent, you're just paying your landlord's mortgage, and you don't need 20% down. You could be in your new home with as little as 3% down. Plus, they offer down payment assistance programs to make home ownership even easier. So call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Happy holidays from Done Right Home Improvements. Putting off that home makeover till after the holidays? Well, good, because book your project now for install after and save 16% or get a great financing deal. DRHI.com.
Brandon Stokely here from Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Select help. How can we help?
Hi, my CEO needs a POV on the ROI of HDHPs. Buy EOD.
Okay, so you're a small business. Let's start there.
How'd you know that?
Let's just say it's not my first RODEO. Get it? Rodeo.
Oh, right. Letters.
Let's get started.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health. Insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Payton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's the drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Hey, real quick to just put a bow on the conversation we were having about the Curry kid from CSU spitting in the face of a Boise State defender. We brought up the Jamar Chase instance last week where he spit in the face of Jalen Ramsey. And this comes after week one when Jalen Carter spit at Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Now Dak did the exact same thing too, right? Dak spit at Jalen Carter, got away with it.
Yep.
Crazy world we live in, huh?
Well, Jamar Chase came out here this afternoon and said, what I did was wrong. There's zero place in our sport or in life for that level of disrespect, end quote. So at least taking some accountability and ownership from a real lowlight for himself.
See, he's listening to us. He was like, you know what? I have a change of heart. Listening to Zach and Phil, let me go ahead and make a statement.
Let's go with that. So there's something happening right now in Denver sports that, man, it could go down in all-time history if it continues. What we are seeing from the Colorado Avalanche is historic in almost every way. And going through all the like an itemized receipt of what makes this season different right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. And I was totaling it all for a video for social media, which you can go watch it on Instagram and TikTok. Just type my name and Zach By, it comes right up. Like when you go through what's happening right now with this Avs season, they've won 9 games in a row, okay? They have lost 1 game since Halloween. And it's the week of Thanksgiving.
Let that sink in. Like Halloween, that was when they had their loss, around that time.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to have Thanksgiving.
Right.
You got to be thankful.
I'm thankful for this Avs team because we are watching a wagon in motion. 11-0-2 in their last 13. The 5th longest point streak in the history of the team right now. The one loss since Halloween was an overtime 3-2 loss to San Jose, who, by the way, will be in Denver on Wednesday night. All right?
It's a get-right game. It's a get-back game, huh?
I mean, dude, you're talking about a team right now who still has yet to lose a regulation game at home. They have lost a game in regulation, singular. A 1-goal loss in late October in Boston. All right? This team, 16-1-5 right now. Trying to quantify number one in goals, but also allowing the least amount of goals.
They're great, Zach. Like, literally, when you talk about a team that you're sitting there saying, okay, what's their weakness? They truly, now there's a little bit here and there, but there is no weakness with this roster, with this team. They have the depth. They have the star power. They have the coaching staff. Their defense is playing well with the penalty kill. Now, of course, you can say the power play is still inconsistent.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it was rough over the weekend as well.
And that if they don't get that change, and we're talking about the Colorado Avalanche right now, it can hurt them in a playoff game, a 7-game series. It can hurt them. It already has before.
It has.
But when you look at this team as of right now, which is still young, right? The season is still young. They're unstoppable, truly.
You are not kidding. You're talking about a team. This is insane. You want to hear a psychotic stat? The Avs have given up 2 5-on-5 goals in the last 4 games. Like, are you kidding me? Blackwood goes against Nashville on Saturday. Avs shut him out 3-1. Wedgwood comes in on Sunday, and they shut out Chicago 1-0. It's the first time in the history of the organization they put back-to-back shutouts together on back-to-back days.
And the Avs played bad.
They did not play good.
No,
you're right.
Stretch. Those 2 games, they did not have a good showing.
They did not.
And yet they still won. They put up 3 one game and then 1 on the other game. And I know there's context to it with the empty netters, whatever. But they're finding ways to win even when they're not playing at a high level. That's scary in itself. That's how you know that this team is just good. They're that damn good.
They are that damn different. I mean, this team can beat you 8-4 like they did against Jersey last month, or 9-1. They're capable of hanging 9 goals on you like they did against Edmonton at the start of the month, but also capable of winning a grinded-out 1-0 game as well. So they say styles make fights. The Avs can go from righty to southpaw, period to period. I mean, it's unbelievable what we're seeing right now.
And Zach, they're scoring goals like literally 15 seconds into a game, 28 seconds into a game. Like, what are we doing here?
Dude, so over the weekend, I'm glad you said that. It was Brent Burns who scored 15 seconds into the Nashville game. Here's what I think is just absolutely psychotic. Just psychotic. I told you that they've allowed just 2 5-on-5 goals in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
So 2 5-on-5 goals in the last 12 periods of hockey, okay? But after Burns scored 15 seconds into the Nashville game, that means that the Avs had scored a goal in the first minute in 5 of the previous 10 games. That is, I've never heard of anything like that.
No, and it's not just like coming from one guy.
It's true.
It's literally coming from a bunch of dudes from each line, the first line, second line. It doesn't matter. They're just playing together. That puck is getting around to everybody, and they're taking the shots, and they're being aggressive. Like, this is fun to watch. This is fun. If you want a one-on-one lesson on how to move that puck around and be aggressive and scoring goals, watch the Colorado Avalanche.
Scary good. Scary good. They've outscored their opponents this season. Again, more psychotic stats. They've outscored their opponents this season by 38 goals. They've only played 22 games. Okay? The next largest margin in the NHL, just told you the Avs have a margin of plus 38. The next largest is Carolina at plus 13. That means the gap of goals between number 1 and number 2 in terms of scoring margin, the gap between the Avs and number 2 Carolina is more goals than Carolina's own differential. It's just, what we're watching is insane. Insane. Just the 4th team ever to have 1 regulation loss through the first 20 games of a season. And now we're through 22. It's just truly historic in almost every way right now with Colorado.
Cup or bust.
No doubt.
Cup or bust. Like, they're doing all this, and I know that, this is exciting, but playoffs come, they got to do that, and then when they get to that championship, which they will, we got to win it all.
All right, we'll continue following this historical season every step of the way. Again, next game, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, San Jose, who was their last loss. Okay, really interesting weekend in Boulder for Deion Sanders for several reasons. We'll talk about them next.
Has Sean Payton successfully rebuilt the Denver Broncos?
This dude is undeniable. Resetting the culture, redefining the standard, picking the ingredients to cook the meals with. Like, that Sean Payton? That's the head coach.
That's the head coach, and Sean Payton's a damn good head coach.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. Think a fender bender can't cause serious injuries? Think again. Many significant injuries don't show symptoms immediately. I've seen it. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law. Online at flanagan.law.
Life happens, and then debt happens. Your laptop dies when you need it most. A hospital bill hurts more than an injury. Enter End Credit Union with a free debt consultation and a plan built just for you. End is here to help you break the debt cycle and get your finances on track. Debt happens. End helps. Schedule your free consultation at end.com/coaching. Standard account and credit qualifications apply.
Some things in life should never be trial and error, like do-it-yourself dentistry or messing with your home's electrical wiring. That's where Piper Electric comes in. They've been powering homes with expert electrical service since 1983. From simple fixes to commercial and industrial work. Need an EV charger? They'll plug you in without the sparks. Right now, get $50 off your next service. Call 303-422-9219 before you DIY yourself back into the dark ages. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. When you buy an engagement ring or fine jewelry gift from Shane Company, you get more than what you paid for. Our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. It covers everything. There's no fine print. You'll get unlimited cleanings, resizings, and repairs. Plus, it even protects your engagement ring's center stone. We stand behind the quality of our jewelry, and that's our gift to you this holiday, peace of mind. Because a friend knows the best things in life are free. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Receive $1,000 off every 10 windows you purchase and receive a $100 grocery gift card to contribute to your Thanksgiving festivities. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Woodley's Fine Furniture, specializing in custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable leather furniture imaginable. You will not find better built furniture than at Woodley's. Visit woodleys.com today.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Really interesting weekend in Boulder for Deion Sanders for several reasons. And Phil was up in Boulder. So was Dante. Dante, you were at Folsom Field on Saturday night as well?
I was in the building. I saw Phil for maybe 2 seconds.
Did you?
I did. I was getting out of the elevator, and he was going in the elevator.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So you guys were in the same sort of building then?
Yeah, we were in the same area for a little bit. I don't know how late he ended up staying in the game, but yeah, I got a couple tickets through work, so they were a little bit nicer tickets than I usually get.
I love that for you.
Up in the Phillip Lindsay section of CU.
I love it. Where your Arizona State Sun Devils got the W on Saturday, 42-17. Holy smokes!
Did Dante tell you I was in the building with him? Or
yes,
he saw me.
Yeah, he said for a quick brief exchange near the elevators. He said that you blew him off and
I
big
did.
time.
I said, you know what? I'm too good for you, DG. I'm just too good. I'm going up the elevator. No, we had to get up to the top floor. We were being rushed up there. The game was already going on, and I didn't want to be seen with a guy that cheers for ASU, so I had to get up out of there.
How about that? So what was your experience like on Saturday?
You know, it was a father-son experience. Let's just start with that. I got to have a time of my life with my son. Hermes Roll Wide, shout out to them, came and picked us up.
Very cool.
And we were able to go to the game. We got to see Ralphie in action. My son got to pet Ralphie. So that was really cool.
That is sweet.
Yeah, on the side. You know, Ralphie's not looking at you because they're kind of she's fenced in, so she can't react.
So he was brave enough to touch and it's Brandy now.
Yeah, Brandy.
Yeah.
And he loves Ralphie, Zach. And honestly, this is a sad thing because there's a lot of players on that team that don't know the fight song. My son knows the whole fight song.
Wow.
And we taught it to him at 3 years old. You know, so like that's an issue, and we'll talk about that later on at some point.
Yeah, I've never liked that. It's just
yeah.
abandoning the connective tissue that keeps these generations of Buff fans tied together.
You're not the only one. I talked to a bunch of people at the game. They were not happy with that either. But watching that game, Zach, at the beginning, it was back and forth. It was back and forth. It was entertaining. It was fun. The run game got going. I'm like, okay, like they're here to play today. Juju looked good at times. It was like, okay, he's moving around. He's finding open receivers. He's not just trying to abandon the pass by just running it all the time. But when it's there, he's making good decisions. But ultimately, when you watch this game and you look up at the scoreboard and you get dominated again, and you got the fan base leaving, and you got that corner where everybody has their shirts off and they're twirling their shirts in the air, which is, makes you mad.
It's embarrassing.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
And this is where it comes down to me, coaching. And I know that some of these players made some mistakes, the fumble, but one of those fumbles when it came to the running back being out there, who was a walk-on.
The Ronald Coleman kid?
Yes. Like, why are you putting that man in a situation, that kid in a situation?
That was brutal.
Where it's 17-21.
Yep.
You decide to give him some carries at that time when things are kind of heating up. The kid fumbles the ball, and that changed the game.
It did.
I had to vent on that one. It was upsetting, and there was a lot of people there that were really upset with that situation.
Yeah, and I saw Deion after the game took ownership of it, but it's like, man,
how many times you can take ownership of everything that's going on? We know it's you.
Right. And it was a night where Dallin Hayden and Micah Welch, like they actually had it going on the ground, both averaging over 6.5 yards a carry. It's just not knowing the temperature of the game right then.
Well, and for Dallin Hayden, because I got to know him well, he's a senior. This is that was senior night for majority of those seniors. There was a boatload of them.
Yep.
And it's like, why? Why are you going to take this moment from this man and a bunch of seniors by going with some young man that doesn't need to be out there right now? You have another game that you can play because you're not in the bowl game, you're not in the playoff. So if you want to change things up and play this young man who has never touched the ball at that time, you do that. Not in this moment when it matters a lot to those seniors.
God almighty.
Come on,
it's
man.
just it's bad, man. It's bad. And Arizona State ended up scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter. And the one kid, the Raleek Brown, ended up totaling more yards than CU had collectively as a team. And the Sun Devils registered, and I can't believe this is true, 580 yards of offense.
Yep.
That is insane. 355 on the ground. It's the third time this season that the Buffs have allowed their opponent to go north of 300 rushing yards.
It was that much? 355?
355 just on the ground, working on almost 4 football fields of just running the rock.
So tell me this. Is this a Robert Livingston situation? Or is it more of like you said before with the talent, some of the players, like this is not fitting the system for Robert Livingston?
I would say it's a talent issue is what I would say. I would.
And I like Robert Livingston. I think he's a hell of a DC, and he needs the right pieces.
Yeah. I mean, 600 yards of offense is insane. I mean, that truly, it is sick. It is sick. But it's become the norm here. This was the 5th time this season alone where CU has lost by 14 or more. And, man, I think the most significant stat from Saturday night is not losing 42-17. It's not that the Buffs are now 1-7 in Big 12 play. All right. It's not that they're now 11-20 against Power 4 opponents under Deion Sanders. It's not the 580 yards of offense. It's not the 355 on the ground.
Damn, what is it?
It's the fact that the attendance was as low as it was. It's the lowest attended game in the Deion era.
Yeah, and Zach, to be honest with you, we're sitting down there during pregame, and usually by that time, it's filling up. The fans are filling up, and the atmosphere gets thick. Like, it's just different.
Yep.
Not this time.
Nope.
It was really, really quiet, and this was senior night. So there was some extra time on the clock so that these seniors can go through because there's 30-plus seniors.
Correct.
And yet you looked up at the stands in the student section, and I know it's Thanksgiving's coming up, so maybe some went home. But a lot of it came down to they just didn't want to be there in the cold.
Yeah.
When you know that you're not going to win that game.
Right.
That's what it came down to.
Well, I think that's significant that anyone could have walked up right before kickoff and got a ticket into that game. And I started warning our audience here in the last couple weeks about the upside-down nature of Colorado's finances. And they are not making money hand over fist like you've heard repeated several times over the last 3 years. It's not true, guys. Not according to the USA Today, who did a dive into Colorado as a program, and they put out there that the school itself is actually writing a check to bridge the gap of the financial losses of the athletic department. They're making a lot of money, but they're also spending a lot of money. And I have emphatically warned our listeners that if the wins don't come with Deion and the losses stack up like they have this year, and this continues and he can't correct course, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, CU is going to be in really big financial straits. And I am deeply concerned about the trajectory of that athletic department if Deion can't fix this and fix it like right now. I'm not talking about this season. I'm talking about you need to fix it this offseason, go into next season and win games, because they literally, in the most literal sense, they cannot financially afford to continue to lose like this.
They have to win. You have to put butts in the seats. You have to get the money that way. In order to do that, you have to win games. You have to be exciting. You have to have certain players that are electrifying. So recruiting, like you said earlier, winning games, having the right coaching staff, having that right mentality, maybe a culture. Let's go with that now. Like, try to build a culture now. That's all going to help you get money. But you got to win if you want to get money.
Coach Mack got a statue.
He did. Looks just like him.
Really interesting, man. To say there was no publicity or announcement or anything for this thing, I don't think I've ever seen a secret statue.
No, it's sad.
A secret statue.
It's sad, Zach. I mean, the only coach to bring Colorado a national championship.
Yeah.
The winning ways. And yet you have to be secretive with this statue because of different things going on.
Yep.
I'm not going to talk about. I'm sure people can find that out. It's sad, but man, it's just dramatic around it. And I honestly didn't know how dramatic it was until I learned a little bit more detail just throughout the years of being there and stuff. But it is sad that man Coach
McCartney, Coach Mack,
can't kind of have his true thing out there where everybody can just enjoy looking at, because he brought so much joy of watching Colorado football.
Yeah. Controversial, all that stuff, but it's almost like one of these things, like you can't be half pregnant. Like, are you going to have a statue? Usually statues are celebrations. This was a full-blown secret.
Well, then this is why I brought up, like, hey, it's sad that not everybody knows the fight song.
Yeah.
Because everybody was there. Coach Prime, everybody was there, which was cool to see. You had old buffs with the new buffs, but at the end there, they wanted to play the fight song. And you had all the old buffs playing the fight song, where a lot of the new buffs were just sitting there. Why?
Yeah.
They don't know the song.
That's sad to me.
My son knows the songs.
Right.
He sings it every day.
But the thing is, Deion, and this is part of the reason why I've had such a problem with the way he's gone about things, like you mentioned culture. Like, I've never heard a coach actively suppress the idea of culture. I've never heard a coach say, I'm not making the kids learn the fight song. We're not running behind Ralphie anymore. Oh, we're not, and even with Shedeur last year, like, we're not playing the fight song. If Shedeur scores a touchdown, he gets his hit single played. It's like, and I said hit single. Gets his single played. It makes me sad, because these are the things that make up the connective tissue of college sports.
These are the things that make Alabama, LSU. Any of these big time programs, Texas.
Sure.
You got to have a culture. You have to have somebody or something to lean on, the shoulders to stand on.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that. You hurt yourself when you don't do that.
Yeah, and it's one thing if you're winning and then everyone can accept, okay, we're going to make concessions because we're winning. But when you're not winning and now you're losing money and you don't emphasize culture, no one knows the fight song, and you don't have your traditions, it's like
tough.
Okay. All right, yesterday was a massive day for the Broncos, and they didn't lift a finger. We'll make sense of the updated playoff race coming up next.
The Broncos and Will Lutz have agreed to a 3-year contract extension. With 8 game-winning field goals in his last 3 seasons, can one of the most clutch kickers in the league help push the Broncos closer to the #1 seed in the AFC? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. We are on the doorstep of Thanksgiving, and if you are dealing with erectile dysfunction, I'm hoping that this time next year, you're able to say, I'm thankful for being done with ED. Guys, ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments with success rates well over 90%. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic has served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They have successfully treated tens of thousands of men, just like you. So schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Do not wait. Your initial visit is only $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Brandon Stokely here from Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Oh, man, I do a terrible turkey impersonation. Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs from Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040. Those of you that listen to the Dan Jacobs Show know that I just love the holidays. But I also know these holidays in particular can be really tough on a lot of people, whether it's the government shutdown, inflation, the economy, whatever it is, or some people just have a hard time during the holidays as it is every single year. It's just a hard time of year for them. As always, we want to be here for you. If we can help out with a little bit of that with free food and groceries, we would love to have you any first or third Thursday of the month. Come on out to Eastern Hills Church at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road. We're even doing smoked ham and turkey this month in honor of Thanksgiving. So if you need it, anybody, no questions asked. You just pull up and pop the trunk. 4 to 6 p.m., Eastern Hills Community Church, every first and third Thursday, Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road.
What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket ahead of the holidays. That's possible when you call American Financing. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and credit card rates are insane, in the 20s or even 30s. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt with rates in the low 5s. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and save money every month, all without upfront fees. Their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise without having to change jobs. Call now before it's too late at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, yesterday was a massive day for the Broncos, and they didn't lift a finger. We'll make sense of the updated playoff race. Man, what a fascinating time to be doing this job, to be a Denver Bronco fan. And then on a weekend like the one we were just coming out of, the stakes are getting real. And some of the decisions that you as a fan have to make, it's complicated for the first time in a while. And are we rooting for KC? Should you not do that? And all this stuff and all the dynamics. Like, I was talking to a friend over the weekend that knows acutely what's on the line with the number 1 seed. And they're like, Kansas City needs to be dead. Until they're dead, they are that, horror movie, keep coming and coming and coming. And
we actually had B. Marsh on Friday, Brandon Marshall, Super Bowl 50 winner.
I heard it. I was in the car.
And he actually said, and, I put it out there like, hey, who are you going for? And he said, one, he can't go root for the Chiefs. Like, that's just something he cannot do. But also for him, it's like there's a lot of games to be played, and I'm going to root for the Colts to beat the Chiefs because you don't want Kansas City in it. You don't want to have to face Kansas City, even if Kansas City is a 7th seed and they end up having to come back to Denver. Let's just say you have to play Denver.
Right.
You don't want that. You don't want to have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes back in their element where they know how to win games in the playoffs. Like, that's scary. So I understood that, but I still had 10 toes down on I wanted Kansas City to beat the Colts to make it easier for us to have that number 1 seed. And I know there's a lot that has to happen, but that was just like one domino that had to fall first.
Yep, and it did fall. Yep. Kansas City did win. It did boost the Broncos' chances of getting the number 1 seed. Now the Patriots won. They beat Cincinnati. They're now 10-2. They're the new number 1 seed in the AFC. But if the Broncos win out, which may be asking a lot, they will be the number 1 seed. So here's how it goes down. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head, but the Broncos don't play the Patriots. So then you go to the second tiebreaker, and it's a conference record. But if both teams win out, they'd both be 12-2. All right? So then you go to a third tiebreaker, and it is record against common opponents. Those teams are the Bengals, the Raiders, the Giants, the Jets, and the Titans. But this is where week 1 comes into play because the Patriots, if you remember, they lost week 1 to the Raiders. Raiders have 1 win since then. But the one favor that they may end up doing the Broncos, I'm talking about the Raiders doing the Broncos a favor, is beating the Pats week 1, opening week. And that would be the difference if both teams win out. So it looks like the Broncos are not in a position of strength to finish with the number 1 seed. They actually are because of that third tiebreaker, record against common opponents.
Man. And now it gets kind of dicey because what if the Raiders would have beat the Denver Broncos, which they could have done on a Thursday night?
10-7.
So the Raiders would have taken down the Patriots week 1 and then the Denver Broncos, which would have made it a lot dicier. But like we've said, there's a bunch of games left. The Denver Broncos still have to play the Raiders one more time. And you have to go out there and win. At the end of the day, just go out there and win. And if you get the number 1 seed, great. But if you don't and you're winning games, at least you have momentum going into the playoffs.
Sure. If the playoffs started today, I believe it would be the Buffalo Bills coming to Denver in a rematch from last year's wild card round.
Okay. So how do you feel about that matchup after watching Buffalo Thursday night?
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday night against
got physically dominated against Houston.
Houston, the number 1 defense, guys. People were upset. People were upset when the announcers were saying the number 1 defense, but they are.
And
when it comes to stats, when it comes to the points.
Well, and their players were saying it after the game too. Like, we have the league's best defense. I don't know, man. The two teams played each other. The Broncos won, and for me, the tiebreaker is the Broncos defense knocked your quarterback out of the game and hasn't returned. Yeah. So, like, that for me is the tiebreaker. But they're a really good defense. But if Buffalo was coming to Denver, the Bills can absolutely be beaten. This is not some sort of juggernaut of a team. Not even close.
No.
Not even close. I don't think they're long for the NFL playoffs. Talking about Buffalo, they're 7-4. When they were, what were they?
They won like 4 straight. I want to say they were 4-0 to start the season off.
They were 4-0, but the record against those teams were so bad. I mean, after they had beaten the Panthers, I remember the combined record of the teams that they had beaten was 3-21. They're not who they were. Buffalo, I'm talking about. So, again, Josh Allen presents all kind of crazy, challenges, but I don't think the Broncos should be fearing anyone. I really don't.
I told you the Broncos, and maybe it was Will. I said the only team that the Broncos need to fear is themselves. The penalties, them shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers or not making the plays. If they play fundamentally sound football and every phase does their part, they're damn near unstoppable because they do have talent on each phase. Special teams wise, you got Marvin Mims, all-pro punt and kick returner. Okay, offensively, you have enough weapons around Bo Nix, and it obviously showed against Kansas City. Now, you don't have that run game now, and you have to figure that out. But Bo Nix in the fourth quarter comes clutch, and that's been a fact. And then defensively, they are one of the best teams, if not the best defense in the league.
All right, man, oh man, it's getting real.
It is.
It is getting very real. Week of Thanksgiving here, weather getting colder. Man, this is when the stakes only rise. Okay, who knew one of the biggest stories of the NFL weekend would be Shedeur Sanders? What did we make of his first NFL start? That's next.
Has Bo Nix already proven he has the clutch gene?
What I'm seeing here is real. When you tell this man, go make a damn play, he's going to make that damn play for you. That's all I need to know is my quarterback is ready to roll when it matters the most.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Pros, it's your time to be rewarded because at the Home Depot, we know that in your business, every minute and every dollar counts. Make the most of your member rewards and exclusive benefits that help grow your business and maximize savings as you wrap up your projects for the year. Remember, your Pro Extra spend resets on January 1st, so keep going until December 31st to unlock your next perk or tier level. Visit homedepot.com/Pro Extra to view your progress and make the most of your time before the new year.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches, all styles from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. Matthews, located in Highlands Ranch, serving Colorado since 1951.
I'm Corey Rose, anchor at 9 News and proud mama who enjoys taking my kids mountain biking at Winter Park. I love preparing you for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Whether it's tackling safety in our kids' schools or covering breaking news, from Aurora to Lakewood and everywhere in between, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 9 News Mornings. Weekday mornings live starting at 4:30 anywhere you watch.
I know some people think after a car accident, do I really need a lawyer? Hiring Postman Law isn't only about the courtroom. We're your single point of contact in a complicated claims process. We take on the insurance adjusters, organize your medical bills, coordinate with doctors, and make sure nothing gets missed. Get the outcome you deserve without the headache. Call 844-POSTMAN. When other firms promise, Postman delivers.
Call 844-POSTMAN. Attorney Advertising.
Colorado's favorite appliance store is celebrating huge savings during our Black Friday sale going on now.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance.
Craft your dream kitchen and save up to $4,400 on select KitchenAid appliance packages. Enjoy a special financing and our price match guarantee with exclusive offers you won't find at big box stores. Visit us today and experience the difference. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Red Rock Roofing. Red Rock Roofing stands for greatness, which is why their free inspection videos offer you valuable knowledge and peace of mind about your Red Rock roof. Red Rock roofers use only the finest roofing materials on the market, installing roofs that'll stand up to all Colorado weather, and they'll even upgrade you to impact-resistant shingles at no cost. Call 720-735-ROOF. Visit redrockroofing.com. Red Rock Roofing.
Standing for greatness. Fall is here, and so are the savings at Corwin Toyota. Get a new 2025 Tacoma with rates as low as 1.99% APR for up to 60 months, or lease for as little as $39.99 down and $279 a month for 36 months. Or lease a new 2025 RAV4 for $39.99 down and $299 a month. Visit us up Pearl Parkway or shop online at CorwinToyotaBoulder.com. Corwin Toyota, family driven for over 100 years.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you in RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. ColoradoRLE.com.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Who knew one of the biggest stories of the NFL weekend would be Shedeur Sanders?
You did, Zach. You did. That's why you're wearing the shirt today.
You know, I did want to lean into it, have a little fun, wear my Shedeur Sanders perfect timing shirt.
Do the Shedeur.
And, if someone, sees me on our YouTube stream or at DenverSports.com, it might be like, man, Zach's a huge Shedeur fan. Not necessarily. I lost a bet. Earlier this NFL season, I thought Jahdae Barron would be the starting nickel week 1, not Jaquan McMillan.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
So I lost a bet. You got to pay up. And I had to buy Shedeur Sanders a perfect timing shirt. But I'll tell you, man, from a talking point standpoint, Shedeur Sanders was as discussed as much today as anyone in professional football.
Zach, you would have thought the Browns were getting ready for the playoffs. You would have thought the Cleveland Browns were 9-2. Like, that's how it felt talking about Shedeur Sanders and what he did. Now, yes, my man went out there and had himself a better day. I'm not saying a day because he struggled at times, but he did a lot better than he did the last week against the Baltimore Ravens, which we knew was going to happen. More reps, comfortable with the system, comfortable getting that ball around. They're going to game plan towards the strength of Shedeur Sanders, and which they did at times. And Shedeur Sanders did a great job of setting his feet, hitting some of these receivers on time, getting out of the pocket, but having his eyes downfield for that beautiful throw for 52 yards.
That was a really nice throw.
Another one that I was amazed with was Shedeur Sanders getting out of the pocket again, but not running, still keeping his eyes downfield, set his feet, knowing he was going to get hit, kind of directed Jerry Jeudy across the field a little bit, hits Jerry Jeudy for 15, 20 yards. Jerry Jeudy starts to run again. I don't know what he's doing. Coughs up the football. But Shedeur Sanders looked really, really good under center for the first time as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, it wasn't like he set the world on fire, right? He had a bad interception that he threw. It looked like he just didn't see the defender and threw it right to him. But it's also his first NFL start, right? And it's like we remember the grace that we were looking for in Bo Nix after his first couple starts, right? It wasn't going to be perfect. I'll tell you this, though. It was better than I expected. The Browns won their first road game of the year, but this was a 2-8 team hosting a 2-8 team. I mean, but again,
Toilet bowl.
But honestly, but again, like the contrast of it, you have the two of the worst teams in professional football playing each other, but it was as discussed today nationally, coast to coast, as anything else that happened in the NFL yesterday.
Well, you have a veteran in Geno Smith going up against a rookie who this was his first time starting, and yet the rookie got the best of you, made a couple plays. Now, yeah, the screenplay, the running back has to do majority of the work, but that happens around the league. That's why you try to get the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Well, I would say this too. Yes, his
what now?
The passing numbers. Look, you get the credit. But he passed it 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the guy goes untouched to the house.
But Mr. Bai, that's Peyton Manning did that a couple times with DT being there.
He did. You get the credit.
You get the credit.
But there's context to how you got to 209 yards. So. And then one quarterback, I'll just say this just for context and for fairness, one quarterback was going up against the Browns defense.
Yeah.
And the other quarterback was going up against the Raiders defense. I cannot believe under Pete Carroll the Raiders are this bad. I couldn't have been more wrong. In the summer, I was like, man, this is going to be a respectable. They have a veteran playoff caliber quarterback.
Yep.
They have one of the best tight ends in the league, one of the best pass rushers in the league, a young running back. Like there's this, there's that to
they
point
paid
to.
Chip Kelly $6 million to be the offensive coordinator.
Dude, oh my gosh. And then Kelly's now out of a job as the highest paid OC, making $6 million a year. He doesn't get to see week 13. I just, that operation is, but all you can do if you're Shedeur is go take advantage of the opportunity. And he mostly did. And, it's the eye test too. Like when he passed that ball, the 52-yarder, like that's an NFL caliber throw.
Not only an NFL caliber throw, Zach, it's a first-round draft pick throw. That right there, while you're running, somebody is chasing you. All right, you having to still get it up in the air for 52 yards, put it right in the bread basket, a perfectly thrown ball. Honestly, should have been a touchdown if that receiver keeps his feet.
Agreed.
You're not going to see a lot of those throws throughout the year. It's just hard to do. So for Shedeur Sanders, that was a great throw. But then again, like you said, that was a bad interception by him. Who are you throwing it to? There's three guys covering one receiver. That's when you know the Raiders are bad. You got three defensive players on one receiver. That means there's two other receivers probably wide-ass open. So Shedeur Sanders needs to clean things up. But, hey, first game starting. What does it look like with more preparation, more practices under your belt? When we know Shedeur Sanders wants his practices.
Oh, listen to this guy. Hyped up after the game.
Win is crazy. It's amazing, Off of 1 week of practice, you know what I mean? This 1 week of practice. So imagine, what a full offseason look like. It get dangerous. But it's just a 1 week of practice, so I'm just truly thankful, that everything happened.
Well, he's not short on confidence.
We talk about practice, not the game. Practice.
How about before the game, he's being interviewed, and he's like, "What do you want to show these, your teammates and this fan base?" And he's like, "I'm who they've been looking for." I'm like, "Holy smokes!" this kid, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not a big Shedeur fan because he turns me off in so many ways. But saying I'm who they've been looking for is kind of a bar. Like that is a fire comment. It just is.
Legendary.
Dante, you got something on that? Did you want to speak up on that?
I was just gonna say saying that after one start is just so ahead of the timeline, but good for him. Just go for it.
Well, here's the thing. When he said I'm who they've been looking for, he said that in the pregame interview. That was before his first start. So it's like,
so you knew he was going to have a good game.
Oh my gosh! You know what? There's something to rising to the moment, right? And he again, Shedeur has turned me off over the years with his sort of brashness, his arrogance, and oftentimes
he looked like he might be turning you back on.
His lack of self-awareness.
Put that sideways hat on, Zach.
But, you want to know what, man? It's like, you want to know what? I want to say this real quick because I think it's relevant when it comes to the Shedeur specifically, or even the Sanders family for that matter. There are some people out there who hate me, like me personally. They hate me.
That's hard to believe.
But they don't know me.
Yeah.
Like, so you hear me on the radio, but you don't know me. We've never been in the same place. We've never broken bread. We've never looked in each other's eyes, but yet some people will hate me. And I was told, I was having a conversation with my buddy Ryan a few years ago, 2-3 years ago. And he said, I had to tell myself at a certain point in time, because he was thinking about one person in particular, he said, like, you shouldn't hate someone who isn't a bad person. You shouldn't personally hate someone if you don't believe they're a bad person, but especially if you don't actually know them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So while Shedeur turns me off, and that's probably always going to be the case, it's like, do I think he's a bad person inside? No. I don't. And do I have room or the bandwidth for me personally to hate Shedeur Sanders? Of course not. No. So he's a football player, and we're going to share opinions.
He's a young player at that.
He is.
So he's trying to find his way. He has a bunch of confidence, which a lot of players have that confidence. You have coaching staffs and coaches that have that type of confidence too. I'm thinking about Sean Payton.
Sure.
Where he's just going to tell you what it is and how he feels.
Very arrogant in a lot of ways.
When you're good, like Sean Payton is, and you're backing it up right now, then what can the haters say to you? They have to sit there and just take it because you're doing what you told everybody you were going to do.
Well, we'll see what Chapter 2 looks like. And I don't know what we're in store for. It might be
legendary, Zach. Legendary.
I don't know about that. It could be 6 sacks and 2 picks, and I don't know. But here's what I will say:
it could be six touchdowns and no picks.
It could be. It could be. Maybe pulls out a sixer like Josh did 2 weeks ago. But here's just what I'll say about this story. I don't know what Chapter 2 is. What we're in store for Chapter 2, but I will be turning the page and reading the chapter. I can't wait to see what it looks like next week against San Francisco. So we'll see. He's been announced the starter.
Perfect timing.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. That Myles Garrett guy, he's pretty good too.
Oh,
he's pretty good.
He's great. He's great. Don't get me wrong now.
He played a small role in that yesterday. All right. The weekend for the Nuggets was a bit complicated, but one thing happened that's pretty straightforward, and it absolutely stinks. We'll talk about that. Also, we had a national outlet point to the biggest flaw for every Super Bowl contender. What did they say it was for the Broncos? We'll get to all that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Would anything short of a title feel like a disappointment for the Nuggets and Avalanche this season?
Yes, it's championship bust for both of them. I mean, look at the Nuggets and the moves they made. They've improved. And to just say, like, win a couple playoff games. No, I don't think so. Not with these two groups and not what we've seen them do.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. Think a fender bender can't cause serious injuries? Think again. Many significant injuries don't show symptoms immediately. I've seen it. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law. Online at flanagan.law.
Do you owe more on your car than it's worth? Don't miss the payoff reduction event at O'Mara Ford. Here's how it works. If your payoff's $17,000 at O'Mara Ford, it becomes $6,000. If your payoff's $14,000 at O'Mara, it becomes $3,000. If your payoff's $11,000 at O'Mara, it becomes $0. Or save thousands with 0% financing 72 months. Let O'Mara Ford reduce your payoff up to $11,000. Stock SUA 05503. Must qualify for all rebates.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Broncos country, football season is in full swing. Whether you're bundling up at Empower Field or heading to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, make sure you get there on time and in style. Let my friends at Hermes Worldwide tackle the traffic and parking hassles for you, and all you need to do is sit back, relax, stay warm, and enjoy the ride while they get you to and from the game safely, so you can focus on the important stuff, like watching your favorite team stack those wins or making as many memories as possible with your loved one and friends. All you need to do is call Hermes Worldwide today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Ever tried fixing an outlet yourself? First, you watch a DIY video, then you grab your tools. Next thing you know, sparks are flying and your hair looks like you just licked an electrical socket. Let's avoid that, shall we? Piper Electric has been providing expert electrical service since 1983. Repairs, upgrades, EV charger installations, even commercial and industrial. They do it all and do it right. They're giving you $50 off your next service. No fried hair required. Call 303-422-9219 today. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Okay, Michael. Any other questions about your Select Health insurance?
How much time do you have?
I have exactly as much time as you need.
Wonderful, because I have exactly 112 more questions.
112.
112.
112 it is. Let's do this.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Brandon Stokely here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Cold weather's coming fast. Do you have a game plan for winter? If your heating system is more suited for the bench, now is the best time to upgrade your system with the best pricing of the year. Take advantage of tax credits and energy rebates before they run out. Only from my team at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials all for under $25. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go. Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
We'll get to Broncos here in about 11 minutes. And Yahoo pointing out the biggest flaw for every Super Bowl contender
And what was it for the Broncos? Also, what is the biggest question we have about this football team coming out of the bye week? All right, we'll get to all that here. But before we do, the weekend for the Nuggets was a bit complicated. All right, one thing happened within the weekend that's also pretty straightforward, and it absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
What makes it complicated? Friday night was, in my opinion, the best win of the Denver Nuggets young season. Going into Houston and knocking off the Rockets in what was an upset, 112-109, to only follow it up on Saturday night against a Kings team that had lost 8 games in a row and is among the worst records that league has to offer, comes into Denver and out-executes the Nuggets down the stretch and wins that game. Oh, man, that was a really interesting sequence in that 24-hour span.
Kind of a gut punch with the second one with the Kings, being at home and feeling like, okay, you're at home, you still have the greatest player to play the game, you're fairly healthy at the time, and it doesn't go right for you when it didn't have to be that way, Zach. I keep looking at the Bulls game. That didn't have to be that way at home. You could have finished it and had a better showing early on in that game. The same thing with the Denver Nuggets now. It's like when you're playing against lower-level teams, you stoop down to their level instead of just finishing them off, getting the organic rest and moving on. Now, yes, the Rockets game was phenomenal. It was fun to watch. I mean, they held KD to 13 points.
And that was, again, Payton Watson with more tremendous on-ball defense to Kevin Durant. Like, to humanize KD in that way, he was 5 of 14 from the field. And Houston's number one offense put out 109 points, their lowest of the season.
Crazy. And it just shows you that the Denver Nuggets can play good defense. That was my question going into that game was, how well are you going to play defense on the perimeter? Are you guys going to communicate? Are you guys going to be aggressive? They were. They were ready for it. They were ready for that moment away from their home fans and was able to get it done. But then why? Why turn around, come home, and get beat by the Kings, Zach? What's going on with that?
Well, you'll hear NBA people call it a schedule loss, okay, when you're in a different city and you come back home and they didn't push out till 1 o'clock in the morning and they're not getting back here till 3-something. And I got it, but I don't know, man. The Kings are among the worst teams in the league, and you do, like, they didn't play the game an hour after the Houston game ended. I mean, it was the next night, and it was a later start on Prime Video. So I'm not going to make excuses for them and talk about the schedule when it's very early in the season. You were playing at home. You didn't get into Sacramento at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, you were back in your home bed. It was in your barn. So I'm not gonna make excuses. It's a bad loss. This is 2 bad losses within a week.
Well, then to add insult to injury, you let Russ cook.
Yep.
You let Westbrook come into our home, take our food, our lunch, and go home. He scored 15 of his 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Unbelievable. And
what are we doing?
And I say unbelievable. Look, you know I'm not a Russell Westbrook fan. He was actually outscored when Russ was on the court. When Russ was on the court, the Kings lost by 13 points. But he was the best version of himself when the moment required it, in a way that even someone like Jamal wasn't. You know, and if you look at Jamal's night, it wasn't all bad. And in fact, he had some really good big chunks of the game. But when the game hung in the balance, he had a low light against DeMar DeRozan that helped define the game. And there's about a minute left. It was a 4-point game. Jamal Murray gets a stop, good stop on DeRozan. And then what does he do after getting the stop? He actually just stopped.
Absolutely nothing.
He stopped playing. And DeMar DeRozan goes right by him, follows his own shot, and gets it and puts it right back in the hoop and makes it 6. You should be going back down the court, cutting that game to 2 or 1, but now it's a 6-point game because
was that the biggest moment in that game? I know it.
Yeah, it's unfair.
It is, but
if you like pinned me down and like made me say uncle, like, yeah, I look at that. There was a lack of competitive edge the longer the game played out, that someone like Russell Westbrook and the Kings met the moment in terms of competitive spirit where the Denver Nuggets Did not. And you look up, and it's like Jokic goes for 44, and you lose.
Well, see, that's the issue to me. And I bring this up all the time, you have a man that you rely on every single night to bring his A game. You're expecting him to bring his A game. We sit here and talk about when Jokic has a triple-double, it still didn't feel like he had a great game. That's insane to even say. And yet he goes for 44 points and you lose that game. You just have to look around at the other players and say, what are you guys doing wrong at those moments? For Jamal, the second best player on this team, it's the little things. How about when you do play good defense, close out or don't turn the ball over? Like, those are things that can hurt you, and you know about that. Or Cam Johnson, who actually had a solid game, 20 points.
He did.
But when it matters the most, you guys have to step up too, because Jokic is, but he needs everybody else around him to do the exact same thing.
Well, Cam Johnson was actually talking about that after the game. He's like, there's a level of, what word did he use? I think he said guilt. He's like, there's like a level of guilt involved. Like when you're on the same team as Jokic and he's going for 44 and you can't find a way to beat the Kings at home, it's like the players have like some, obviously a level of accountability to themselves and to the team, but there's this other layer of accountability to your best player to a degree that doesn't exist in other places around the NBA, but it does here. And they've let him down on a moment like Saturday night. But let me just say this about Cam Johnson: I am loving what I'm seeing from him now.
Yeah, he's starting to heat up.
This is the version of Cam Johnson that we didn't see early, that I knew was coming. And I was like, it's coming. It's coming. We have a career sample size to bank on. I'm talking about like defensively. Dude, Cam Johnson is such an upgrade defensively over Michael Porter Jr., and I don't care what the numbers look like in Brooklyn. I truly am unbothered. But defensively, he's such a massive upgrade. Offensively, he's such a smarter player. Now he's making the shots, and I'm like, yep, there he is. So the thing that sucks, though, and is not complicated at all, it's very straightforward, is the injury to Aaron Gordon. It's meaningful. He plays 3.5 minutes on Friday night against Houston. The fact that they went on to beat the Rockets without Aaron Gordon, without Christian Brown, and you get a curveball 3 minutes into the game with AG. Christian's not going to be there. So to rally together and hold Houston to their lowest offensive output, me personally, and I'm not just like electing to do this, I genuinely put more stock into what I saw on Friday night than Saturday night. I'll admit Saturday night was a bad loss. It is. It's the second one this week. But when I watched them lock in and who they were defensively and how connected they were on Friday night, I say that's a team that could go win the NBA championship. So see,
I'm on the opposite side though, Zach, with that one, because they have enough to do it. We know that. But when it's time to handle business against teams that have no business being with you, you have to be able to execute and embarrass them. That's what OKC's doing. They're just putting it to guys.
They are.
They're embarrassing everybody, saying you guys are not on our level no matter who you are. Whereas for the Nuggets, they keep people around. And this is the NBA, the best of the best. And you let somebody stick around, even someone like Russ, they can make you pay. And knowing now that you don't have AG and Christian Brown for a very long time, what does this look like? I just see this as the depth needs to come to play when you're asking them to do it, and they didn't do that against the Kings. And that's, to me, concerning moving down the line of these games, and the harder it gets, and knowing that AG and Christian Brown are going to be out for a long time, and looking at OKC.
Yep.
And I know you say don't look at your neighbors, but I'm looking at OKC and what's going on over there with their depth.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
No, it is. And they're going to be the number one seed. It's not a defeatist attitude. It's just accepting reality. They're 17-1. Their second best player hasn't checked into a game yet in J-Dub. They have the depth. They have these young legs, and they're blowing people out. They're winning by an average of 17 points a night. I mean, it's incredible. So I think the Nuggets are going to be fine. All right, but even Jokic said after the game, our record's 12-4, but if we want to do something special, aka win the NBA championship, it's like this isn't good enough. And on Saturday night in particular, it was their bench. I mean, if I was going to isolate one dynamic and not like one moment in the game, but one dynamic, it was the bench. And I didn't think David Adelman did a very good job, by the way, at the end of that game.
Well, that's another thing you have to look for or watch out for as the going gets tough or when you get in the playoffs is what does David Adelman look like when it comes to adjustments, when it comes to putting in different players, the timeouts. Like, I'm still waiting to see that, and I know it's a long season, and we're going to see a lot of David Adelman and the good he does and the bad he does, but that's something that's just in the back of my head.
Yep.
The greatest player in the world. You have some depth now, but now you're starting to stack up with injuries. You got Julian Strawthird, you got CB, you got AG now, and you're just beginning the season.
Yep. It's certainly, I mean, look, they're starting Spencer Jones. You're starting Spencer Jones in game 16 of the season. Not ideal. I like Spencer Jones. He plays hard as hell. But this is not a try-hard league. It's a do-good league. And, he goes 100 miles per hour. He's got a fouling problem. And when Spencer Jones was on the court on Saturday night, the Nuggets were outscored by 18 points in a game they lost by 5 and had such an impactful foul in the closing moments of that game. But it was Adelman who reassigned Spencer Jones to guard DeMar DeRozan on a super meaningful possession and didn't have Payton Watson do it. Payton Watson has been on one here, folks, and it does not make sense to me, and I'm not going to try to make sense of it. But if you're looking for silver linings right now following that loss on Saturday night, Cam Johnson rounding into form. Jokic is still the greatest basketball player walking planet Earth. And Peyton Watson putting together a really nice stretch in a starting role that it's like, much like I talked about Shedeur, like, okay, that was chapter 1. Like, let's see what chapter 2 looks like. That's how I am right now on a night-to-night basis with Peyton Watson, who is playing really awesome defense, and the offense is evolving in real time.
The Jokic bump. Hungry because he does want a contract. It may not be with the Denver Nuggets, but he has an opportunity to make a lot of money for himself, and he knows that.
Oh, yeah.
So the timing is right? The perfect timing is now for Peyton Watson. He's taken advantage of it so far.
All right, we will see what it looks like here moving forward. The Nuggets will be back on the hardwood at Memphis here later tonight. And you talk about, like, a weird situation. Not going to spend any time on it, but Ja Morant, dude, do some soul searching. What a goofball. And Klay Thompson verbally put him in his place over the weekend to a degree that people within the Grizzlies organization are saying, we're happy that was said. This young man is immature as
He's out
all
of
get
control,
out. He
man.
is. He's wasting his NBA career. I don't know if they wanted to trade him right now, I don't know what you'd get for him.
You know who's like that too, and I know we're getting ready to go, Brandon Ayuk.
Sure.
He's another one, Zach.
There you go.
Where it's like, what are you doing, man? You're missing practices, you're missing meetings when you're literally getting paid millions not to play right now because of your knee, but yet you don't care. And now they voided the next year's guaranteed money.
Yep.
But you're out on camera getting these new chains and grills. I don't get it,
goofy,
man.
Phil.
I don't get it.
And I'll tell you another one, because at least Brandon Ayuk has done some stuff in the league. What about Keon Coleman in Buffalo? What a goofball. What a goofball.
Yeah, I heard he may have played his last down with Buffalo. That's what I'm hearing.
What a goofball. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD 1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo!
Hanging out with you on a Reaction Monday, reacting to so much. Nuggets and Avs and Shedeur.
Do the Shedeur.
The Buffs.
Fight. See you down the field.
Deion's like,
finish it.
Deion's like, what song is that?
Yeah, he's like, where'd you get that from?
Oh, my gosh. And then you have the Broncos, who had their feet up this weekend. Seeing guys bebop around, Vance Joseph doing interviews, Bo Nix doing interviews.
Life is good.
Is Bo Nix back on social media?
Yeah, Zach, it looks like it. It looks like my man's back on social media and enjoying himself and posting videos. I'm waiting for the motivational video to come out.
Yes.
We haven't seen one of those since camp.
He did just say like a week ago he was done with social media.
He did.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
That's what he said.
That's what it looked like at the beginning. But, I mean, you have a good game, Zach. You're looking good. You're feeling yourself now.
And now it's bye-week Bo. It's like, wait, no, I can come out of my...
Well, exactly. So maybe that's what it is. It's like, hey, during the season, quote-unquote season when we're playing, I'm not going to be on social media just because I don't want you guys bagging on me. But when I have a bye week, a little bit of time off.
Coming off a good game.
Coming off a great game.
Yeah.
Beating Kansas City.
Yeah.
Going for 295 yards. I'm getting ready to go to Eugene. I mean, hey, life is good. Let me go ahead and talk to the fans.
Like and subscribe. Oh, my gosh. Well, hey, that's Bo's life. It's Bo's choice. But I did think it was interesting. Just a week after he said, I'm done with social media, there he was back. Maybe it's his team running it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
So we had this kind of like bizarre almost dynamic over the weekend with the Colts and the Chiefs and who you should be rooting for. And I saw Broncos country, a little like internal battle within Broncos country. I saw a lot of that. Like, hey, this is not about you hate watching the Chiefs. Like, this is about the number one seed for the Broncos and this and that. And then it's other fans telling fans how to fan, and no Broncos fan can possibly root for the Chiefs, and you get your card removed and all that stuff. And
like, who are you? Who are you? Who do you want to be?
Well, ultimately, it was a Kansas City victory.
Yeah.
The Broncos are now more likely to be the number one seed in the AFC.
All right.
But the Chiefs are also not dead. All right. And it was just a weekend to it was kind of weird, man. It felt weird. I know the bye week happens every year, but it was strange as I was sitting there watching football throughout the day and manning my kids, and my wife was out of town, and it just felt like something was missing.
Well, yeah, your wife wasn't there to take care of you and the kids. That's what was missing.
It was that and the Broncos. And but watched a lot of football over the weekend, and I went into it having discussed it with you thoroughly, saying, hey, it's best for the Broncos if they're the number one seed. 26 times since 1975, a number one seed has won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's over half the time. Do what's best for the Broncos, not necessarily what's worse for the Chiefs. But, man, they kicked off, and I was like, I could not bring myself to actively pull for Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely hard. But I'm not sitting here saying, go Chiefs, yeah, you're like, let's do it. But I'm looking at it as business. Like, we need you, Kansas City, to handle business so that we have an easier path to the Super Bowl. Now, I know that there's a bunch of games left, and Denver has to handle business, and they have to stay healthy, and things have to go right for them. But can't we get a little bit of help? Our defense has been playing phenomenal. Offensively, we have struggled for the most part against Kansas City. Maybe we just woke up a sleeping giant. Hopefully that's the case. Special teams-wise, that's the exact same thing. Special teams played well against Kansas City. So if we can get offense and special teams playing well consistently with this defense, we're unstoppable. We are going to be hard to beat. But it's okay to have a little bit of help, Zach. So I was okay with Kansas City winning.
I was too. It just felt weird in the moment. I was certainly not like fist pumping when they were getting first downs. And I mean, they were down 20-9. They lost the turnover battle.
Yeah.
Like, it was the fact that they overcame some of those obstacles and won. And then their defense really humanizing Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor, huh?
Dude, Jonathan Taylor didn't do much of anything. They finished the game with 4 consecutive 3-and-outs, and Spags dialing it up the way that he can. And so yeah.
What's wrong then? Are you a little nervous because of what Kansas City did yesterday? That's like kind of reminded you, okay, like they're still alive. Like maybe we should have been on the other side of this and cheered for the Colts.
I did second guess myself, and ultimately the number one seed is a number one seed. But I did check myself like during the game of like, man,
did we mess up?
Pat Mahomes has never not played in the AFC Championship game, which is the most insane stat ever.
That's insane.
And I'm looking at the AFC like, are the Patriots really the one? I don't think so. Are the Colts really them? I don't think so. They're coming back down to earth. The Ravens, I don't know what I'm getting out of them on a possession-by-possession basis.
Very inconsistent.
They were in a dogfight yesterday for big chunks of that afternoon with the Jets, with Tyrod Taylor. The Chargers, Jacksonville, Buffalo, like that was one of my larger takeaways, and I'm watching Buffalo, and I knew Buffalo was just a little bit overrated, but what happened to them on Thursday? And then I'm watching these teams in the AFC over the weekend, and I'm like, man, oh man, oh man. this really is a year where anything can happen. And anything, I'm thinking of the Broncos, but also I'm simultaneously thinking of Kansas City. Like, is this going to be the ultimate rope-a-dope? Like, lay in the weeds, and you had to have your back against the wall. You had to taste your own blood, and then you figured it out. You got into the playoffs, and the next thing you know, it's like Kansas City coming to Denver in the wild card round.
Look, Zach, I get it. You have to respect Kansas City. You have to respect Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, because the minute you don't, they will make you pay. But I am also going to say this. You're dealing with Sean Payton, who, by the way, has found a way to beat Andy Reid a couple times now with Denver.
He should have wins against him all 3 years. He
beat
him the first year with Russ. They lost at the buzzer with the Alex Forsythe, and then of course they won Week 18. But then they beat him again this year. Sean Payton should have 3 wins in consecutive years against them.
And what did Sean say after the ass whooping they took to Buffalo?
In one of the most lack of awareness comments I can think of this side of Shedeur Sanders, if we got past this matchup that we lost 31-7, we really liked our matchup next week.
It's because Sean's not scared of Andy Reid. Sean knows how to beat Andy Reid, obviously.
It's true.
Bo Nix, for some odd reason, when he plays against Kansas City so far, he has ice in his veins. So Sean Payton is not looking at Kansas City like, oh, I hope that they lose. He's like, you know what? Kansas City, help us out now. Beat the Colts so that we can get that number 1 seed. Because the last time that I had a bye, if you're Sean, you're saying the last time I had a bye, I know I was the second seed, but I had a bye, and I was able to get to the Super Bowl, and I won it. So that's what Sean's thinking about. And you brought it up last week of how Sean said they need home field advantage.
Yeah, he said last year these games need to be in Denver.
So for Sean, it's like, whatever, Kansas City's in it, they're in it. But they got to come to us. So if they're going to beat us, they're just going to have to flat out beat us, and I'm going to be ready for that moment. So this is where you have to trust Sean, you have to trust Bo, but also that defense that we have that has not let us down yet. Now, of course, we could say maybe the Colts game, they could have played a little better.
Sure.
But overall, they've done
man.
their part.
Yeah. And we'll get to the one flaw that Yahoo Sports pointed out for every Super Bowl contender. But if I were to isolate a question that I have coming out of the bye week about these Denver Broncos, all right, and send in your biggest question to the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Coming out of the bye week, one of the bigger questions that I have is, can that side of the ball sustain this level of greatness? And you'd say, well, that's all we've seen. Why would you?
What's going on, Zach? Why are you asking this question?
This was largely the same exact group of guys a year ago, with the same exact defensive coordinator in Vance Joseph. And in the last month of the season, the Denver Broncos defense turned into the worst total defense in all of the NFL. And I think to a certain degree, that's normal because Sunday in and Sunday out, this team has asked the defense to play over their head and shoulder way more of the burden than the offseason. And if you do that Sunday in, Sunday out for weeks and months at a time, does it reach a point where the ask is unreasonable, like it was at times a year ago?
Zach, it's a great question. The thing I would say is VJ, defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, he learned his lesson last year. We asked this same question last year where it's like, hey, if the defense is not playing their game, you're probably not winning. We knew that. You end up going to Buffalo getting beat because the defense wasn't able to stop the run. But now you have a defense that understands that. The defense that knows that if we don't play excellent, get some turnovers, get the sacks, flip the field, we are not winning these games. So they're more prepared mentally to take on that opportunity. Also, with VJ, it's like I know that I got stale when it came to the scheme fit last year and that team started to figure us out. I have to be more creative with disguising my defense. And now that I have Hufanga and Brandon Jones, two guys that can cover and blitz, you have Jaquan McMillan and Jahdae Barron out there and they're playing a lot more dime. You can be a little bit more creative with your blitzes and disguising that. You're going to get Pastor Tam back at some point. Alex Singleton, the tackling machine, mixed with Dre Greenlaw, who's getting healthier and playing more minutes. So this is a different team, a more experienced team that has a lot more depth with the pass rushers as well, with Jonah Ellis, who will be back, and he'll be a little bit more healthier. Tillman, who's having himself a year.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a little bit more than they had last year. And on top of that, the experience from VJ in this defense saying, hey, we know what we have to do. We know we have to make plays. We know that if we give Bo Nix an opportunity, he will take advantage of it at some point. So let's go play our game.
Well, hopefully that is the case and lessons can be learned and applied year over year. For you, coming out of the Broncos bye week, what's one of the larger looming questions that you have about these Broncos?
The biggest question that I'm going to ask the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton specifically is penalties. What are you going to do as the head coach, the teacher, the guy that likes to stop practice and be very detailed? What are you going to do to stop these penalties from happening? Because although we are 9-2, at some point this is going to come back around and bite us in the butt. And it's going to come down to, hey, seeding, and we end up losing because of some penalties, and now we're the number 2 seed instead of the number 1 seed. Or we're in the playoffs, where if you play bad for that one game, you don't get a redo. And all of a sudden you have a penalty or two that changes that game, that keeps Patrick Mahomes on the field a little bit longer, or forces Will Lutz, who just got paid his little big-time contract again, extended. He has to take a deeper kick, which may hurt or alter his kick. You have to try to fix that before that happens, because that will lose you games. So what are you going to do when you're the most penalized team in the NFL right now to stop that? And that's a you problem, man. I'm not talking about Sean. I'm talking about everybody on that team. Look at each other. Look at yourself. That's a you player problem. That's very undisciplined football. That will get you beat in the playoffs.
Man, I cannot believe the Denver Broncos are 9-2 and have 883 penalty yards against them.
That's insane. Almost 1,000 penalty yards.
Most in the NFL. They also lead the league in total flags thrown on them. Now, these are not accepted penalties, but I think that when you get a flag thrown on you for a penalty, like, you committed a penalty. Just because oftentimes the opposition says, no, thank you, we don't want your help here. I think that matters. 113 flags have been thrown on the Denver Broncos in 11 games.
Unacceptable.
That is wild.
And yet we're 9-2.
This has got to be the first time in NFL history a team is 9-2 and has the most flags thrown on them and the most yards against them.
It doesn't make any sense. And, I'm not going to sit here and try to make it make sense, because it doesn't. But yet we're winning, so that's all that matters. But it's going to end up hurting you when it matters the most. Look at me thinking. I sounded smart right there. It's like, when it matters the most.
Let someone else say that on your behalf. Don't say it yourself immediately after you think you say something smart.
Well, isn't that what Jaquan McMillan said? He was in third person.
He did. J-Mac going to be J-Mac. Yeah, man. That's a huge issue. And it's hard to believe that it hasn't cost them more. It really is. Like, it's almost impossible to believe, actually. The most total flags thrown on you, most penalty yards against you, yet you're 9-2. Another question, and that's a big one right there. Another question that I have coming out of the bye week for the Broncos is, can you make the most of what you have? And I've made this analogy before. We've all been there, rich or poor, where it's either late night and you didn't plan accordingly and you get home and it's like I've done this with the Nuggets so many times. These playoff games, I'm getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, crap, everything was closed. I don't want to eat McDonald's at 1 in the morning before I go to bed. Like, what am I going to eat? And it's like, okay, there's 2 pieces of bread. There's like 1 piece of cheese. There's 1 piece of salami left. Can I make like a grilled cheese and put the piece of salami on there?
Well, first, McDonald's is mad at you. They're like, damn, a piece of bologna and cheese is better than us?
All that grease right before you fall asleep.
I feel you.
But like, it's one of these things where it's like, okay, I don't have a lot right now, but I need to eat and I'm going to eat something. Like, how can I make the best of this situation? That's how I'm looking at the running backs. And you should have known. You should have known to prepare for that meal before you ever went to the Nuggets game.
Here he goes.
And I'm going to say it one time a day,
That's
maximum.
What I was gonna say. I was like, you already said it.
Maximum, 1 time a day maximum. I haven't used it today. I haven't taken my vitamin, 1 a day. You should have made a trade before the deadline for a running back, specifically Breece Hall, for all of the reasons that I laid out before the trade deadline. Hearing a lot of retroactive. They should. No, we were saying it on the show before the trade deadline.
No, you laid out it well of why the Denver Broncos needed to make a trade for another dynamic running back. And it came down to J.K. not being healthy and never has been healthy in this league yet.
Yep. So if a sports talk show host could have seen it and laid it out to the audience, they should have seen it too. Hey, you know what? They didn't. This is where we are, okay? So you need to figure out how to make the best of this situation, because I shudder to think, because we were just talking about the unfair ask of the defense, I shudder to think if you start to put more responsibility on the passing offense for the Broncos, it could be a recipe for failure.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that, especially when you have an offensive line that wants to run the football. We sit here and talk about it all the time. The identity of this football team is running the ball. Now, J.K. Dobbins is not available anymore, but yet you have to still run the ball so that the defense can respect the pass game, respect the run game, and it makes it harder for a defense to game plan. In order to do that, Sean Payton, who's getting paid a lot of money, $18 million a year, maybe even more than that, who knows? He's gonna have to be creative with his play calling, the run scheme, putting players in the right situations. Tyler Bidet, you have him as a third down back, and yet he's dropping footballs. But one thing Tyler Bidet has done a great job of last year and during camp is running well inside, something that R.J. Harvey does not do a good job of right now. Jaleel McLaughlin's another one. He is going to run hard. Now, is he going to break the tackles that Zach Bye wants done? Probably not. But is he going to move the chains for you on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1? Yes, he will do that for you. And then you can keep R.J. Harvey where he's at, catching him out of the backfield, some toss plays, and letting him kind of develop on his time, I guess. Like, I'm still waiting to see the R.J. Harvey that Sean Payton and George Payton seen during the draft.
Yeah.
So Sean is going to have to be more creative with pulling guards and pulling tackles. That means that the guards and stuff are getting in front of the running backs, and then some misdirection to get the defense out of position.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if he can tailor this run game to the players the same way that you just spoke about there. And this is a mystery. This is a mystery box. You know, just how impactful will the loss of J.K. Dobbins be? And can they mitigate it? Can they get to like 70% of the production that they had before he went down? I think it was Cecil who said he went back and looked at every Super Bowl champion since 2001. They've averaged 114 yards a game. I don't know if this team is going to get to 114 yards a game, and I have my doubts, but can you be around 90 yards a game?
They can, but it's gonna take Bo Nix to run the ball some more. That's how they're going to get to 114 yards. Bo Nix utilizing his legs, his athletic ability that he has yet to do this year.
Guys, let us know your biggest questions about the Denver Broncos coming out of the bye week on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. It was Yahoo Sports, who went through every Super Bowl contender, all right, of which the Broncos were included, of course, at 9-2. They pointed out the biggest flaw for every contending team. For the Denver Broncos, here's a couple examples to. Like for the Bills, it was woeful run defense. They are truly just Swiss cheese there in Western New York. Philadelphia, it was offensive volatility, right? We saw that again. I mean, their offense can just grind to a halt, and we saw that yesterday. For the Broncos, it wasn't a phase or element of the game. It was a human being. They literally just said, Bo Nix.
Damn.
And they now they gave him his credit for what he has done in fourth quarters, but they also pointed to the fifth lowest passer rating according to PFF, second worst yards per attempt against pressure, his completion rate, and all this stuff, his off target rate. You know,
they gave him credit before disrespecting him.
Yeah, well, you want to know what it is? It's just highlighting the facts of how these games have gone. He has been great when the game is on the line. He has been below average in these huge swaths of the season outside of those fourth quarters. It's a complicated story here with Bo Nix in the offense this year.
It is, but there's context to it, and that's something that we have talked about multiple times. Yes, Bo Nix needs to be better. He needs to be the same version he was against the Kansas City Chiefs. but also the receivers have to be better for him, where they were dropping balls. Evan Ingram dropping balls. Troy Franklin, another one that was dropping balls.
Even Court.
You're right, Zach. Even Cortland Sutton was dropping balls. And so that game against the Chiefs, when everything was put together, where Bo Nix was not overthrowing his receivers, where the receivers were catching the ball, that's when they're at their best. So hopefully they're turning the corner offensively with this game plan with Sean moving forward, also knowing that you don't have J.K. Dobbins. So the pass game's going to have to be on point.
All right. Man, it's getting fun.
I'm excited, man.
It's getting fun. I mean, here we are, week of Thanksgiving.
Thankful.
It's a late bye for the Broncos, but here they sit at 9-2. Next game on tap is national TV in a time slot that is the most watched time slot in all of the NFL on Sunday Night Football.
Let's Bo.
Jaden Daniels was called a, quote, long shot to play this week.
He didn't want to play.
On Sunday Night Football, I wouldn't want to play against this defense.
You're not lying.
If I'm 50-50 and I got a broken wing, I don't want to go.
Do you really want to get hit?
Man, man. So the Commanders, they are down. They are down bad. All right. They are 3-8. They have not won a football game in 2 months. All right. So here we go. Everything that the Broncos want to do is out there in front of them. All right. There is something happening right now in Denver sports that could go down in all-time history if it continues. That's next.
Has Sean Payton successfully rebuilt the Denver Broncos?
This dude is undeniable. Resetting the culture, redefining the standard, picking the ingredients to cook the meals with. Like, that's Sean Payton? That's the head coach.
That's the head coach, and Sean Payton's a damn good head coach.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? As you know, the temperatures are dropping, and that game day energy you're feeling, oh yeah, it's heating up. In Broncos country, I know you can feel it. The crunch of the leaves under your shoes, the chill of that air, the sound of that crowd echoing through the mile-high city. Football season is in full swing, baby. So whether you're bundling up to cheer on the Broncos at Empower Field or heading up to Boulder to cheer on Coach Palm and the Buffs, make sure you get there on time and in style. Leave the traffic and icy parking lots to somebody else. Hermes Worldwide has you covered with the luxury rides that will keep you warm, comfortable, and stress-free all the way to kickoff. And also, when you deal with Hermes Worldwide, they offer championship-level transportation. Picture this. You and your crew rolling up to the stadium in a sleek, heated vehicle, no parking hassles, no driving worries, just a professional driver ready to get you to and from the game safely. Sounds great, right? Then you need to give them a call today at 303-577-7600. Again, give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Hi there, I am Kim Rudell, owner of Wills and Wellness Estate Planning. We're entering into the holiday season when we'll be spending more time with family and friends. Creating your estate plan is something you can do for your loved ones that they will forever be grateful for. We can help you memorialize your legacy and outline your wishes. You can find us at willsandwellness.com or give us a call at 720-266-8190.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at hellsberg.com.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
There is something happening right now in Denver sports that it feels like it has the makings of something special. And it's pretty historic in just about every way right now. And I'm talking about the Colorado Avalanche.
Let me see that ass.
Man, these guys, holy smokes. Like, the term wagon, which has been popularized here in the last handful of years with sports.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
It's like, hey, this team is a wagon. That phraseology was invented for teams like the Colorado Avalanche. Just a juggernaut, just an unstoppable force right now.
So we use the term so much that it gets watered down. Like, this is the time to use that term wagon.
Yes.
When the Avs are going crazy this season, and I know it's early, but they seem unstoppable.
Yes. And you're talking about a team that, one, they play over the weekend. They play in Nashville. They win 3-0, right? That was with Blackwood. Then they win in Chicago 1-0 with Wedgwood. And First of all, it's the first time in the history of the team that the Avs have shut out opponents in back-to-back days, like literally like day over day, and they did it with two different goaltenders. And it was really good to see from Blackwood. I mean, he was fantastic. He was fantastic.
He needed to see that.
I agree with you.
You know, say, you know what, I am me. I did get paid this big-time contract, $26 million, because I can play this position at a high level. And now you have two goalies that are competing with each other, making the team better.
This group has won 9 straight, which is just really hard to do. They're 16-1-5. This is the longest win streak we've seen in the NHL this season. It's the 4th longest in the history of the team. They're riding the 5th longest point streak in the history of the team. All right? And you're talking about a group, and I can't believe this is true, that has given up 2 5-on-5 goals in the last 4 games. That should be impossible. But seeing is believing. Then simultaneously, that's giving up goals. Over the weekend, we saw Brent Burns score 15 seconds into the Nashville game.
Made it look easy.
Dude, they had a stretch where they scored in the first minute of a game 5 times in 10 games. Something else that should just be impossible. Number 1 in goals, but also number 1 in goals against. Teams are scoring the least against the Avs. The Avs are simultaneously scoring the most. I don't know, man.
They seem like a perfect team. When you look at this team, it's like, where are the holes? Now, there's still one glaring one that they're going to have to fix or be more consistent at, and that's the power play.
Yep, 0 for 5 on this weekend.
Yeah, it can happen. But once they can get that under control and be a little bit more consistent with that, at least score a goal every time they have a power play, they are unstoppable. They have the depth. They have the coach. They have whatever you need to win, they have. They have the 2 goalies, not just 1, but 2. Guys, remember who was in between the pipes last year? Onanen and Georgiev.
God almighty.
Do we forget that?
I sometimes do. I
crazy.
sometimes do that was this time last year.
Oh, and now you have 2 goalies that, to be honest, when I look at this team, that was the missing piece. Even the team that won the cup, they didn't have goalies, I want to say, as good as Wedgie and Blackwood.
No, they were overcoming their goaltender. In fact, from a save percentage standpoint, it was the lowest save percentage for a cup-winning goaltender in over 2 decades.
And now you have 2 of them. Those are the missing pieces for you to go out there and win a cup. This is why everybody continues to say, and I'm going to say it too, it's cup or bust.
Oh, yeah.
You have the firepower. You have the goaltending. You have the coach to do it. The power play has to get better. The penalty kill has been great. What more do you want? 5-on-5 has been great.
It has.
So what more do you want?
Here's the kicker. Like, you look at the score, okay, they shut out back-to-back opponents over the weekend. Here's the thing, and you guys know this like I do if you watch the games. They didn't play well in either game.
Nope, they did not.
They didn't play well. This team is they're something else right now. And Wedgwood on an 8-game win streak. Like, for context, the longest in Avs history is just 3 more than that from Patrick Waugh back in 1999. Wedgie's on an 8-game streak, and Waugh put together an 11-game streak in the late 90s. So, yeah, this group is it's next level, man. It's next level. They are incredibly fun to watch. They have a chip on their shoulder that I have not seen here in recent years, and
they're a little banged up too, like the Nuggets. Now, I don't know if obviously it's not impacting them as much as the Nuggets, but you have Val that's out, Brenly that's out, LOC who has not been back just yet. But what does that look like on the 4th line? And with the penalty kill, like there's certain things that we don't have that when we are in full strength, we're very dangerous and we're going to be so hard to beat.
Yep. Someone's going to have to beat this group 4 times in about a 12 to 13 day period. I don't know, man. It's still early, but at the same time, like, I'm not planning the parade route. All right. I just don't want to get ahead of myself like that. But I mean, for context, there's 3 games still left this month. The Avs already tied a franchise record for wins in November, and there's still 3 games to go this month.
You said you ain't planning the parade route, but I guarantee you took
I'll leave the date open.
Well, what about for the betting, right?
I do. I have the Avs. Yeah, I have the Avs.
Well,
yes.
You got the parade printed out for yourself.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, man. You're talking about a group right now that has outscored their opponents this season by 38 goals. Guys, that's their margin right now. 38 goals in 22 games. The next highest scoring margin in the National Hockey League after the Avs being plus 38 is Carolina at plus 13. So there's more of a gap between plus 38 and 13 than the number 13. Think about that. That is just, it's next level. It's next level. And I think they have a grit to them that should bode well in the playoffs. It's not just
Grit, toughness, yeah.
It's not just like some finesse team. That's
a
not
good
who
way
they
to put
are.
it right there. Like, no, they can get down and dirty. They're gritty, like you just got done talking about. This is not a finesse team like last year. This more of a team has an attitude. They want to win it all.
Do you see Mikko try to take someone's life again?
Oh yeah, we talked about it.
Holy smokes!
We talked about it earlier.
Whoa! Not used to seeing this. I mean, what a couple days for Mikko Rantanen. If you don't know what we're talking about, just Google it. But it's very uncharacteristic to see him compromise other people's health like that. And the second one over the weekend was worse than the first at the end of the week. Okay, it was a really interesting weekend in Boulder for Deion Sanders for several reasons that we'll talk about next.
The Broncos and Will Lutz have agreed to a 3-year contract extension. With 8 game-winning field goals in his last 3 seasons, can one of the most clutch kickers in the league help push the Broncos closer to the number 1 seed in the AFC? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches. All styles, from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthew's Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. No shipping your watch off to the internet site and waiting to get a check. Bring your used Rolex into Matthews. We have been servicing Colorado since 1951. Located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center. Matthews, we buy, sell, and service Rolex watches.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are you a first-time home buyer? Are you trying to lower your existing mortgage payment? Do you need cash from your equity? For most people, getting a mortgage means endless paperwork and weeks of anxiety. But with Cake Mortgage, our process is simple. fast and hassle-free. Whether you're purchasing, refinancing, or looking to tap your home's equity, our team guides you step by step so you always know what's next. Our thousands of 5-star customer reviews will tell you no one can do what Cake can. So stop stressing and start saving fast with Cake. Your fresh-baked Cake home mortgage is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com to learn more now.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that. Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they have a generous deal on windows. Receive $1,000 off every 10 windows you purchase. On top of that, they want to be a part of your Thanksgiving celebration. They will provide you with a $100 gift card to your local grocery store to contribute to your Thanksgiving festivities. Call 5280 Exteriors today to take advantage of this special November promotion. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Well, that's what some people are saying about Dion and Boulder.
For this year, yeah.
When it's over.
This year, they got one more game, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
And Dion can go sit on an ice pack and lick his wounds and figure out what he's going to do next year, because it has to be back.
Man, oh, man, oh, man. Arizona State comes into Boulder.
Yeah.
And just puts a size 14 Timberland boot up Ralphie's keister. And
don't you dare say he turns it.
And he turned it sideways. And just
I think her name's Brandy.
Yep. And it was a full-blown cavity on Saturday night because it was 42-17, another massive lopsided loss for Deion Sanders and the Buffs, who are now 3-8 overall, 1-7 in Big 12 play. And I'm pretty sure the number now is 11-20 versus Power 4 opponents under Deion Sanders. Almost 2 losses for every win. Arizona State finished with, and I can't believe this is true, 355 rushing yards.
Man.
And the reason I can believe it's true is because it's actually the third time this season that the Buffs have allowed their opponent to go north of 300 yards. The Sun Devils put together
Why are you stuttering?
580 yards of offense. I mean, just
Robert Livingston, what are you doing?
But here's the punchline. ASU had their backup quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Like Sam Levitt hasn't played in weeks. It was Jeff Sims who struggles to throw the ball. Man, oh man, oh man. You were there.
I was there with my son, and we got to see Ralphie before a huge size 14 Timberland boot was shoved up her you-know-what.
Yeah.
He had a good time seeing Ralphie. That's all that he cared about. He's 5 years old.
That's great.
We got to see the statue of Coach Mack.
Yes, secret statue.
Yeah, secret statue right there. You know, I was able to get in with the code and see it, and that was cool. We went up to the suite, Zach Bye's suite. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah.
Watched the game, and at the beginning, it was a close game. It was back and forth. Juju looked good at times. The run game got going. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a tougher game. I text our boy DG Dante and say that, hey, ASU is ass, and I probably shouldn't have done that. And I look up, and we get demolished, and it comes right back to what? Coaching. You put a young man, when it was 17 to 21, a young man in the backfield who's not even a running back, Zach. He's a receiver. I just found that out. I thought he was a walk-on running back. He's a walk-on receiver. You put the ball in his hands for the first time ever. He coughs the ball up. Then you look up, and then now you're getting dominated. Who does that when you're in a game and you're two running backs? One's a senior in Hayden. He's doing a good job.
6.5 yards a carry.
You take the ball out of his hands, and you put it into somebody else's hands who has never touched the ball this year.
Yeah.
Who fumbles the ball? What's going on?
And it was Ronald Coleman, and I felt bad for him. I mean, because
I don't want to. I try to keep his name out of it. You're a cruel guy, Zach.
Oh no, I'm trying to give context. Yeah, man. I mean, Deion's got to know better than that. You have two running backs averaging 6.5 yards a carry or more, and in that high leverage spot, that's where he got his first touch. And he fumbles it.
He's gonna remember that Coleman kid now since you put his name out.
Oh man,
he's gonna remember it for the rest of his life. Like this is what I'm remembered by.
Well, he's still got time, and hopefully that's not the case because he's got to have some level of talent. I mean, Deion was talking about him after the game. He's like, this kid can play. This kid is what did he say? He's like he was like changing gears or whatever, and I think he had like 14 yards on the play that he ended up.
He did, but the time was not now.
No, I agree with you. I'm not going to play defense for that. And so, yeah, it's just it's tough, man. It's tough. And in my opinion, the most impactful stat of the night wasn't the 42-17 score, wasn't even the 355 yards on the ground or the 580 yards of offense, or that it's the fifth time that CU has lost by 14 plus this season. It was the lack of interest in the game and the attendance. And I know that there's context. It's Thanksgiving break for those kids, but in years past, they have packed Folsom Field even during this period of time. And that was the least attended game going back to the final game of the Carl Durrell era.
Well, and the thing is that when you're not winning and you're not keeping it close, people are not going to sit and want to sit in these seats that when it's cold outside.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. The people that were there, because there's still a lot of people there, once I want to say Arizona State came out of half and scored again, everybody was done.
Yeah.
They were like, let's go home.
Yep.
Buffs aren't winning. They're not looking good. Defense looks bad. Deion's not putting the right people out there to have success. What are you doing? It was bad, Zach. It really was. And it's discouraging and it's infuriating. Because for me, it's like that's my alma mater, and I want them to do well.
Of course.
But they're not. But they can. It's just confusing.
Well, I don't know if they can anytime soon. And maybe we can talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. I would like to, actually.
Yeah.
Because if the interest in the program keeps going down as the losses continue to stack up, I know I'm repeating myself from last week, but according to the USA Today in an article published about a month ago, the university is cutting a check right now to the athletic department at the end of every year to help bridge the financial gap. This idea that CU is printing money is not true. It's not. They're losing money. Yeah, they're making a lot of money, but they're spending a lot of money, and they're ending up in a deficit. And that's when the interest in the program has been at an all-time high. If the losses stack up and the interest wanes, the financial deficit for the university will grow, and specifically for the athletic department, it will grow and become incredibly problematic. And I just cannot emphasize that dynamic enough. This was Deion Sanders, his closing statement after the game.
I'm sitting up here. I'm tired of singing the same old darn song to you. I really am. By the way, happy birthday to Peggy. What Rick and everyone did for Coach Mack last night was unbelievable. The statue is darn believable. I wish it was right in the center of darn campus, though. I really do. But unbelievable moment with the former players that were up under his coaching. And it was just a wonderful wonderful moment. And I'm going to end on this. I wish we could have sent the seniors out in the last home game. And thank you to the fan base, to the fans. I think they're out for break, and they still showed up in great fashion. So God bless the fan base. We're going to get it together. We're going to get it right. God bless.
Man.
You better. Getting paid a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Done a lot of talking. We're ready for wins. I know I am.
Yeah. All right, we will leave it there for now. Guys, we appreciate you rocking with us here on a Monday so much. All right, however you were listening, however long you were listening, maybe you're listening to us right now in the middle of the night on the night shift. Keep going. We appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock. For now, we step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Has Bo Nix already proven he has the clutch gene?
What I'm seeing here is real. When you tell this man, go make a damn play, he's going to make that damn play for you. That's all I need to know is my quarterback is ready to roll when it matters the most.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, it's your boy Mark Schlereth here. You've heard me talk about craftsmanship before, and Gravina's Window Center of Littleton really gets it. Right now, they're running their biggest Black Friday event ever. 30% off Infinity by Marvin Windows, plus 24 months, no interest, and no payments. In over 52 years serving Colorado homeowners, they've never offered anything like this. It's happening now through November 30th, so don't wait. Book your appointment today, 303-794-0490, or online at windowsforyourhome.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Hellsberg.com.
Pros, it's your time to be rewarded because at the Home Depot, we know that in your business, every minute and every dollar counts. Make the most of your member rewards and exclusive benefits that help grow your business and maximize savings as you wrap up your projects for the year. Remember, your Pro Extra spend resets on January 1st, so keep going until December 31st to unlock your next perk or tier level. Visit HomeDepot.com/Pro Extra to view your progress and make the most of your time before the new year.
Jim, it's late in the half here at Empower Field, and things are coming down to the wire at the concession stand.
Nachos are a solid choice, but Grant needs to finish strong here.
He scans his wallet and pulls out his Broncos checking debit card for 10% off.
Wow, savvy move. And with no surprise fees, he won't regret this order.
I don't know, Jim. That's a lot of cheese. Bank like a Bronco with Broncos checking from Int Credit Union. Insured by NCU.